Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to George K. Couples Stadium for this afternoon's matchup between the Taylor Allderdice Dragons and the Red Raiders from Uniontown. Joshua Scully here with you this afternoon alongside Bill Dice. Bill's also between two 2-1 teams. Uniontown, of course, coming off a really exciting win against Brownsville, and Taylor Allderdice coming off a 45-6 victory over Perry Traditional Academy, who just happens to be the one mutual between these two teams.
You know, nice day. You couldn't ask for much better weather. Maybe a little hot for the players, but for us it's great. People here at the Pittsburgh Public Schools have been very kind to us, setting us up and getting us set up there. You know, so I look for a good game. Hopefully it's competitive, and, you know, like you said, both teams have one common opponent, Perry. Both were able to defeat them. Perry was defeated by Uniontown 12-8. Then, of course, last week, Allderdice took care of Perry 45-6. So if you want to do a little math on paper, it looks like, you know, you would say Allderdice is favored by a couple touchdowns, I would say, on paper.
We'll see how Uniontown will be able to do in this contest. Of course, Uniontown is coming off 2 consecutive wins. As Bill had mentioned, they opened the season with a disappointing loss to their hometown rival, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. That game was played at Bill Power Stadium in Uniontown. Uniontown and Laurel Highlands were very tight going into halftime. It looked like anyone's game, and then a quick kick return for a touchdown followed by a successful onside kick by the Mustangs really put the Red Raiders in a difficult spot. Ultimately, the Mustangs would win that contest 27-0. But since then, Uniontown has not lost. They did beat Perry Traditional Academy back at the very end of August last week. An exciting, almost barn burner-esque game, Bill, between Uniontown and Brownsville. Great crowd at Bill Power Stadium for that one. All sides were happy. Brownsville held a late lead and really even dominated early in the game. The Red Raiders had to battle back to win.
Yeah, I mean, 2 exciting wins for the Red Raiders, Josh. You know, the Brownsville game, like you said, that game was back and forth, a lot of points. Uniontown won by 7. If you look back 2 weeks ago to the Perry game, Uniontown was actually losing that game 8-0, and they came back, scored 12 consecutive points to go on with a 12-8 victory. So their last 2 games have been victories by a total of 13 points. So, you know, that just shows they're being competitive, you know, under first-year coach, and you know, hopefully we'll see some continued improvement and seeing, you know, last week we saw a lot of penalties. Hopefully they clean that up a little bit this week. You know, once you face a team a little bit tougher competition, you got to have a little bit more discipline, a little more focus. So hopefully they can clean that up this week in practice and, you know, have a little bit better performance in that aspect.
And certainly some of those penalties, especially early against Uniontown, allowed the Brownsville Falcons to continue drives and allowed the Falcons ultimately to put some very meaningful points on the board early. The Red Raiders worked very hard in the second half to overcome the Falcons. The Brownsville Falcons, of course, operating like Uniontown with an independent schedule this year, and we certainly wish the Falcons nothing but the best moving forward after that great effort that they gave Uniontown last week. We want to thank you for joining us live this afternoon from Couples Stadium on the WMBS Facebook and YouTube pages. This pregame show is being brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. They will get you ready for the game and are located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sprouse Insurance Group and agent David Hughes. We certainly appreciate you joining us as always. We are going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be sharing with you the history of this state and also our shining stars to watch ahead of this game, brought to you by SWGI Specialists. This is a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night live from Couples Stadium.
This is attorney Michael Mays at the Davis & Davis Law Firm. We've been helping injured people just like you recover millions of dollars for every. This is attorney Michael Mays at the Davis & Davis Law Firm. We have been helping injured people just like you recover millions of dollars for over 45 years. If you're hurt or injured, I want to meet you and make sure you get the money that you deserve. Call me at 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. The Davis & Davis Law Firm has been protecting our neighbors in Greene and Fayette counties for over 45 years. Go to davisanddavislaw.com or call 724-437-2799 for your free consultation.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, Jeff Dennis of RE/MAX Select Realty is your local realtor of choice. Jeff and his team are proud members of our community and have the skills, knowledge, and ability to meet your needs. Call them today at 724-933-6300, extension 903, or visit them in person at 542 Morgantown Street in Uniontown. And remember to follow Jeff Dennis' team RE/MAX Select Realty on Facebook today.
Savings is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with an Education Club saving account at First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Your future dreams will start adding up. Plus, you may qualify for a scholarship upon high school graduation. Visit any First Federal branch to start saving today. For more information on account rules and scholarship eligibility, visit ffgc.bank. Best wishes to our local teams from First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. NMLS number 458729, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The T-Berry Law Office and attorney Vincent M. T-Berry specialize in criminal defense, wills and estates, family law, and personal injury. The T-Berry Law Office is located at 84 East Main Street, across the street from the Fayette County Courthouse in Uniontown. When you need to consult an attorney, make your first call to attorney Vincent M. T-Berry and the T-Berry Law Office. It'll be the only call you need to make. Phone 724-430-0300 or visit their website at tberrylawoffice.com. The T-Berry Law Office. Small town, big results.
Get more for your hard-earned dollars during these final days of the Labor Day sale at Reese Warehouse. You'll find savings throughout the store on famous name appliances and furniture, plus 12 months no interest for qualified buyers. Voted the 2024 Best in Fayette Place for mattresses and appliances. Mention WMBS and get a free bed frame with your mattress purchase. Better hurry, these are the final days at Reese Warehouse, the Superstore in Smithfield. Shop Monday through Friday from 9 until 6, Saturday 9 to 5.
When you are looking to make some extra cash for your aluminum cans, visit Cherokee Recycling, where aluminum can is king. Cherokee Recycling is open Monday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturdays 8 to 12 noon, closed Sundays and holidays. Give Marcus or Braggs a call today, 724-439-3228 for Cherokee Recycling, where recycling makes the most sense.
Heat on the fritz? Your AC stopped working? Your pipes backed up? Did your lights go out? Well, for all your heating, air conditioning, electric, and plumbing emergencies, Chips Residential Services is here for you. Located right in Uniontown and offering 24-hour emergency service, let the experts at Chips help you through all your emergency needs as well as installation and regular service. Call 724-366-8046 to get the help you need today. Your hometown team of technicians, Chips Residential Services. Do you have a job around the house that you just aren't sure how to tackle? Then it's time to call Fulham's Full Service, your best in Fayette gold medal winner for professional maintenance and handywork. Fully licensed and insured, owner Cody Fulham does it all. From home renovations and repairs to landscaping and auto detailing. Needless to say, he's ready to help you. Call Fulham's today at 724-466-4194 and follow them on Facebook to learn more about their projects and the work they can do for you.
Now is the perfect time to upgrade the outdoor area with new fence all around Pittsburgh. Located at 79 all around fence, installing all residential and commercial by offering residential fencing, chain link, aluminum, steel, and more all around fence, measure fence, all
Attention, Uniontown residents. When you head to the polls this November, remember to cast your vote for Uniontown City Councilman Jared Billy. Jared has proudly served as a council member for many years and is committed to serving all Uniontown residents with integrity, honesty, and old-fashioned hard work. So this fall, when you are considering your options on the ballot, remember to vote for Jared. He's working for you. Vote Jared Billy this November for Uniontown City Council.
Paid for by the candidate.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
To score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Mauser's Tire Center has been serving the region for more than 50 years, offering new, used, and recap tires, as well as tire repair. Mauser's is located on Route 40 West at Seawrights Crossroads. Need new tires? There's tires for more than 5 decades. Wishing all area high school football teams a successful and healthy 2025 season.
This is attorney Michael Mays of the Davis & Davis Law Firm. We have been helping injured people just like you recover millions of dollars for over 45 years. If you're hurt or injured, I want to meet you and make sure you get the money that you deserve. Call me at 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. The Davis & Davis Law Firm has been protecting our neighbors in Greene and Fayette counties for over 45 years. Go to davisanddavislaw.com or call 724-437-2799 for your free consultation.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SproulsInsurance.com.
Rate Lock is in all states.
Hello. My name is James Santilli, and I'm asking for your vote this November for Fayette County Recorder of Deeds. As a lifelong county resident, it would be an honor to represent you. I have lived my life, both personally and professionally, treating others how I would want to be treated, always with the foundation of good faith, recognizing we all have so much in common. I am seeking a political position, but it should be an apolitical office. That's my promise. I hope you will consider voting for me this November.
Paid for by the candidate. Amidar Transit, locally owned and operated by the Scott family, have been helping students travel to school safely in the Fayette County area for more than 4 years. Amidar Transit is a proud sponsor of Laurel Highlands High School sports and wishes all the area teams good luck. For more information about M&R Transit, call them 724-439-3164, 724-439-3164, or stop by their office at 253 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown.
Hey everybody, Friday night under the lights are back. High school football is more than a game. It's about community, teamwork, and pride. Just like our local heroes who serve our nation, Fayette County Recorder of Deeds is proud to honor our veterans with the Veteran ID program. By recording your DD214, veterans can receive a secure photo ID and access discounts at participating local businesses. Support our student athletes, support our veterans. Together we build a stronger Fayette County.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's the pregame show on WMBS. The pregame show is brought to you by the Sproul's Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. They will get you ready for the game. They are located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sproul's Insurance Group. We also want to thank our live stream sponsors this afternoon, Movement Physiotherapy and Ford of Uniontown. Joshua Scully here with you this afternoon alongside Bill Dice. Bill has prepared for us a history on this date, some classic high school football matchups that happened on this date, September 12th in the past. We're going to roll the clock all the way back to 1941 when Georges Township picked up a tough 6-0 win that day. It's incredible, Bill, when you look back at some of the schools from Fayette County's past and the early days of football, how many games ended up with those very low scores, 6-0 or 12-6. You don't see as many of those anymore, although, of course, Uniontown did beat Perry Traditional Academy on August 29th of this season, 12-8. Back on 1958 on this date, German Township loses 12-6. Bill Muncie had a 98-yard kick return in that game. We also had back in 1980, and by the way, these are Uniontown matchups. I apologize. These are Uniontown matchups. Uniontown beating Georges Township back on that date in 41 and losing to German Township back on 58. Uniontown had a 42-0 win on this date in 1969 against Washington. In 1970, a 20-23 loss Uniontown suffered to Pittsburgh Canavan. Chuck Muncie, future NFL running back for the San Diego Chargers and New Orleans Saints, on this date in 1970, despite the loss, he had 2 rushing touchdowns. On this date in 1980, Uniontown suffered a 34-7 loss to Thomas Jefferson, but just 6 years later, this date in 1986, Uniontown bounced back against TJ with a 10-7 win. On this date in 1987, Jack McGee had 3 touchdowns in a Uniontown win over West Mifflin, 34-14. In 1997, a 14-6 win over Ringgold. Drew McConville had 2 touchdowns in that contest. Back in 2003, now finally, Bill, we're getting into our era, so to speak. In 2003, Uniontown had a 42-6 win on September 12th over Yock, defeating the Cougars. Billy McGlee had 2 rushing touchdowns. Junior Mays also had 2 scores in that game. In 2008, Uniontown defeated Derry 28-7. Brian Grady with 2 touchdowns. Arnold Walker, I remember Arnold very well, 2 touchdowns for him. And on this date in 2014, a tough one, Bill, for Uniontown against Bell Vernon, a 40-2 loss.
Yeah, you don't see very many 40-2 scores, so that one really jumped off the page to me when I looked at it. A couple names that jump off the page too is Chuck Muncie, of course, future NFL player, played for the Raiders back in the 70s, so that was pretty cool to see his name pop up there. And also, another one back in 2003, James Junior Mays is known for his basketball prowess, unbelievable basketball player for Uniontown, but he was also a very good receiver. And I believe both those passes came from Ryan Guthrie. So, Mr. Guthrie, he does some officiating for us, so we'll have to tell him we gave him a shout out on the broadcast if he's not listening.
Yeah, Ryan Guthrie gives a lot of his time now in our greater Uniontown area to officiating our local sports, which is great to see. That, of course, is a profession that we would always encourage new individuals to consider. And also, Bill, when you look back on this list, Uniontown has had its fair share of success on this date. I love to see, back in 1986, the 10-7 win against Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson's football program has been so very good for many decades now. It's not just that they're in the middle of a multi-year run. They're in the middle of a multi-decade run.
Decades, yeah. Quarter decades, maybe half decades. Thomas Jefferson's always had a very good program going way back. And, they continue the dominance they are now. We see Uniontown 7-5 on this date here, Josh. So they have a winning record. Hopefully they can make it 8-5. Time will tell.
Yeah.
Also here, Josh, last year, Uniontown picked up their 500th program win on this very field against Carrick, though.
And that's incredible, too. Uniontown has one of the greatest win totals in the WPIAL for football. And, again, our high school has often been known in Uniontown for its basketball prowess, but it's done pretty well on the gridiron over the course of, let's say, the last century. And again, when you roll the clock back all the way back to the 40s and 50s, Uniontown playing matchups against Georges Township and Dunbar. Really neat to see those names on the page, too.
Yeah, a lot of schools that aren't even around still today, so it's kind of cool to see those names when I look back here in the history. And also, Josh, if you want to go back just 1 year ago, Uniontown lost to Allderdice 15-21 at home, so maybe they're trying to revenge that loss from last year. Even though we talked about it on the way here, not very many of these kids were on that team last year, Josh. You know, we talked, just a handful of kids even saw action in that game. So this is a completely new Uniontown Raider team against Allderdice. I'm sure they have some kids back from that team, so we'll have to see what happens today.
And that was a really good game, too, Bill. I remember that game distinctly because Uniontown led late, and ultimately the Dragons were able to pick up a very late touchdown. They went for 2, were successful, put themselves ahead 6, held on to that win in the last few minutes. And ultimately, the Dragons left Uniontown with a victory. But we would love to see that sort of competition again tonight, especially on the heels of that Brownsville game. So many spectators at that game, and even coaches afterward, saying, look, that was just an exciting experience. We want more exciting experiences, and certainly we want that for the players, too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, good win for the Raiders. You know, anytime you beat county rival, that's a good to win. You know, so today, you know, I think I don't like to have moral victories, but if Uniontown can keep it close, you have to think that would be a moral victory, even if they can't come out with more points on the scoreboard. So, you know, this Raider team is just so young, Josh. You know, not very much experience really across the board. So, you know, they're really building for the future right now, I think. I think we have 7 seniors on the roster?
Yes.
So, I mean, they're really building for the future. So hopefully they come out today and are competitive and can, you know, just build for next week against Albert Gallatin.
Would be a great step for them. Looking around our local area tonight, the Brownsville Falcons, who we mentioned earlier, are in fact off. They're enjoying a bye this week. We have Laurel Highlands at Indiana. You'll hear that one later on WMBS. That should be a very exciting game from Indiana County. The one that jumps off the page to me, though, Bill, is Northern Garrett, coming to us from Garrett County, Maryland, visiting the Albert Gallatin Colonials, 2 future Uniontown opponents.
And that, Josh, should be a really good game. You know, Albert Gallatin's putting up a lot of points early in the season, and we saw what Northern Garrett could do last year. So hopefully, I mean, that should be a really good game, and it should give us a, you know, good gauge of where we're at and what we have to come.
The Connellsville Falcons tonight will journey out to Spring Mills, West Virginia. Connellsville visiting the Mountain State, and Jeanette will come to Fayette County to take on Frazier. You're listening to the pregame show brought to you this afternoon by the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. They will get you ready for the game. They're located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812. Now we'd like to bring to you our Shining Stars, brought to you tonight by SWGI Specialist, now U.S. Digestive Health at Uniontown, a different name, but the same team providing the same exceptional digestive care to our communities. Wishing the best of luck to our Fayette County teams. We're going to first look at this Uniontown team. Bill, you and I talked about this before the broadcast began. Some players that someone perhaps unfamiliar with the Red Raiders will want to keep an eye on tonight. I'm going to start with our lefty quarterback, number 1, Braden Hinsey.
Yeah, last week was a little bit of a coming out party for Braden. You know, he had a couple touchdowns, you know, really looked more comfortable out there in the quarterback position. His first year as a varsity quarterback, you know, so I think he's making strides, and he really looked good on some of his throws, and he really looked confident with the ball in his hands last week.
Great all-around athlete, plays baseball, certainly is a difference maker for the baseball team, plays a great center field, strong on the bases, and you see some of those same skills translate themselves over to the football field. Bill, how about Taylor Galloway? You mentioned pregame. He's something of a tackling machine. The Uniontown secondary is a different beast when he's on the field.
Yeah, Taylor, he's really, like you said, he really is a tackling machine. We saw that in week 1. You know, he was coming up from the secondary making tackles all over the field, almost like a safety from the cornerback position. So think shutdown corner with elite tackling ability of a safety.
Also on this Uniontown team, players to keep an eye on, David Settles, who's something of a human spark plug. He's only a sophomore, listed at 5'9", 170 pounds. He's a difference maker on both sides of the ball. Cameron Dugan, also very, very talented, a junior, 5'8", 160 pounds, someone who you will see all over the field tonight, involved with both the offense and defense. Connor Hebda, who anchors really both sides of the Red Raider line, a 6'1 senior listed at 225, celebrated a birthday last Friday. And, of course, the one I'm saving for last year, Bill, is really the hero of last week's game for Uniontown, scored 3 touchdowns, a true workhorse running back, number 22, Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Michael had a really good game last week, not just offensively, but defensively as well, Josh. He was in on numerous plays defensively. Offensively, I'd like to have him on my fantasy football team with the numbers he put up last week, so hopefully he can do much of the same this week.
Taking a look at the Dragons roster from Taylor Allderdice, we had a chance to speak with a few of their coaches pregame, and they told us very confidently which players we should keep an eye out for, and the first and foremost one is the Dragons tight end, number 33, Lucas Stead. He is not only a standout football player, but also a standout basketball player and baseball player, one of the best, actually, for a long time in the City League on the court, and he is someone who is listed at 6'4", 230 pounds, and the Red Raider secondary, Bill, is going to want to be ready for Lucas Stead.
Yeah, an athlete like that, you said tremendous baseball players, the coach said. Basketball, City League, MVP last season. Football player, unbelievable. Think a little Travis Kelce-esque, when you're out there trying to guard him. So, good luck to the Raiders secondary covering him.
The Dragons also boast a very impressive defensive back of their own. We mentioned Taylor Galloway for the Red Raiders. On the Dragons side, it's Tavon Turner, number 5, who had 2 interceptions last week. He's also a gifted special teams player. Quarterback Trey Ford wears number 4, listed at 5'10", 155. He is able to throw the ball, able to move with his feet. Nasir Scott, the running back, the senior, listed at 5'10", 190. He is always going to get his share of touches, has been involved certainly in the Dragons' wins as the Dragons prepare to come onto the field. Now my mind, Bill, already ready for basketball, having talked about Lucas Stead. And last but not least, Brandon Beecham, the very gifted Dragons wide receiver, a senior, 5'6", 145 pounds. Bill, last week he scored 3 touchdowns, 2 by catching some impressive passes via Trey Ford, 1 returning himself a touchdown. He's also a gifted special teams player and will be on the field to return kicks for the Dragons this afternoon. So a really good group of players for this Taylor Allderdice team.
Yeah, anytime you have an athlete like that, it seems like Taylor Allderdice is just going to want to get him the ball in his hands out in space, let him go to work and, look for some screens, maybe some jet sweeps, maybe even a little wildcat action with him maybe.
Certainly the Uniontown Red Raider defense will want to be ready for him too. That is a dangerous 1-2 punch with Stead and Beecham, both running routes, both bringing some size and speed. Of course, the size coming from Stead, the speed from Beecham, and you have Scott, a very gifted running back and a senior, operating out of the backfield. These are your shining stars. Names to watch tonight, brought to you by SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health at Uniontown, a different name, but the same team, providing the same exceptional digestive care to our communities, wishing the best of luck to our Fayette County teams. You're listening to the pregame show, being brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes. They will get you ready for the game and are located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812. You're listening to another C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night on WMBS. We'll take a short break and be right back with the kickoff here on WMBS.
Two Brothers Tree and Stump Service is your local, fully insured, expert tree removal and advanced tree trimming service based right in Uniontown. Brothers Jared and Justin Gibson bring more than 2 decades of specialized experience to stump and tree removal, but also provide general cleaning services and some landscaping services too. So whatever your outdoor needs might be, Two Brothers is ready to help you today with customizable plans and a commitment to getting the job done right. Call 724-415-9183.
This is Dr. Fraser Stokes of U.S. Digestive Health in Uniontown. Doctors Calabrese, Hoppy, Lorenz, and I want to wish our local football teams and fans the very best in 2025 and remind you that our board-certified gastroenterologists are always here to help you and your family with a wide variety of GI health issues. Lastly, please consider a screening colonoscopy. It's a 30-minute painless test that could save your life.
Hey everybody, Friday night under the lights are back. High school football is more than a game. It's about community, teamwork, and pride. Just like our local heroes who serve our nation. Fayette County Recorder of Deeds is proud to honor our veterans with the Veteran ID program. By recording your DD214, veterans can receive a secure photo ID and access discounts at participating local businesses. Support our student athletes. Support our veterans. Together we build a stronger Fayette County.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sproulesinsurance.com.
Rate Lock is
Welcome back to Couples Stadium. Joshua Scully and Bill Dice here with you this afternoon. 3:30 p.m. kickoff, 83 degrees here at Couples Stadium. Sunny skies, just a few clouds clinging onto the horizon. Very little wind here this afternoon. A hot day for this time in September. The Uniontown Red Raiders are going to receive the opening kickoff, and they have back deep to receive that kick. Number 12, Cameron Dugan. And number 21, Gavin Radford. The Taylor Allderdice Dragons, dressed in a very sharp green uniform, white number and trim. They're going to be working right to left across your vision. And the Uniontown Red Raiders left to right in their away white uniform and maroon trim. And Bill, when we had the captain's meeting during our last break, one of the captains for the Dragons was number 33, Lucas Stead. And if he's only 6'4", I'm going to be surprised. That is a big boy.
Yeah, he's big out there, man. He looks pretty good in that green out there.
And we're underway here at Couples Stadium. Kick going to be fielded by Dugan. Dugan takes it at about the 12. We're going to move it across to the 30, and he is corralled there by a collection of Dragons. And he's going to get the 30-yard line, so that's where this drive will begin for Uniontown, 1st and 10. Uniontown going to work here early. Would be great to see the Red Raiders find some success out of the gate against Brownsville last week. Most of the Uniontown damage came after halftime. It was a slow developing first half for the Red Raiders. Certainly here against a good Dragons team, we would love to see Uniontown get started quickly. Braden Hinsey, your quarterback. Sidecar is going to be none other than Michael Thomas to his right, otherwise 3 wide. And the snap, Hinsey's back, going to look to his right, and the pass is at the feet of number 11, Taylor Galloway, incomplete. That will bring up 2nd and 10. Taylor Allderdice not really showing a lot of pressure there, Bill. They dropped back pretty quickly, must have had a good read on that play to expect a pass.
Yeah, you know, they're really all over that play, so even if the ball was to Galloway, I don't know if he would have had much room to run with it.
We want to thank the Sproul's Insurance Group again and insurance agent David Hughes for sponsoring our pregame show tonight. And as always, we want to thank you for joining us here on WMBS. Don't forget, later tonight, if you want some more high school football, Laurel Highlands traveling up to Indiana. Should be a great contest there. Laurel Highlands looking to bounce back after a difficult loss to Southmoreland last week. 3 wide for Uniontown. Sidecar going to move to Hinsey's left. He's ready for the snap, and here it is. Hinsey's going to look to his left, and the lefty fires one down the field, and this one off the mark. He had one-on-one coverage downfield against number 10, Marcus Evans, a very gifted two-way player for Uniontown, to say the least. That one is just wide of the mark, though, and Uniontown is going to face 3rd and long here, Bill, from their own 30, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, ball's a little overthrown there. Evans really didn't have much of a shot to go up and make a play, but that was one-on-one coverage. That's what you're looking for on the outside. Give your playmakers a chance to make a play.
Speaking of playmakers, we have seen just 2 plays so far, and the Dragons have moved around Tavon Turner. He is going to play the role of safety this time. He's way off the line of scrimmage, but otherwise ready to move. 4 wide look now for Uniontown, and there's a flag before the snap. We're going to have a false start against the Red Raiders. I think Turner, for the Dragons, was ready for that deep ball. 2 interceptions for him last week. Turner, a junior, listed at 5'9", 170. And the spot of the ball will be brought back 5 yards to the Uniontown 25. 3rd and 15. And it looks like we're going to switch out footballs here. Maybe this is Uniontown's lucky ball, Bill, they're bringing out for 3rd and 15.
Let's hope so.
Braden Hinsey back in the huddle. Braden Hinsey, a lot of fun to watch. Michael Turner in the backfield with him to his left. Uniontown now a 4 wide look here on 3rd and long. The snap's a good one. Hinsey going to roll to his left. Little pass here, juggled and caught by Michael Turner. But then Turner is quickly upended on the play by the Dragons' number 3, Nasir Scott, his counterpart at running back. And we're going to say that play, Bill, may have went for a yard. 4th and 14 now for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Thomas, he juggled the ball a little bit, didn't come up with it cleanly, and, kind of like threw the whole blocking off on the play, I think, there, Josh. See Hunter Kinsey out to punt it away. Hopefully we can get a good one.
And back deep to field this punt is number 5, Turner. Hunter Smithberger will kick this one. Bit of a line drive, but it gets to midfield now into Dragons territory. We'll say it went out at the Taylor Allderdice 48. That is the spot given. And the Dragons will take over their 1st and 10 when we come back. We'll take a short break here on a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
Amidar Transit, locally owned and operated by the Scott family, have been helping students travel to school safely in the Fayette County area for more than 4 years. Amidar Transit is a proud sponsor of Laurel Highlands High School sports and wishes all the area teams good luck. For more information about Amidar Transit, call them 724-439-3164, 724-439-3164, or stop by their office at 253 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium. Pistol formation here for the Dragons. And rolling out is going to be quarterback Trey Ford. He finds his man, the big tight end. And that's going to be Lucas Stead into Uniontown territory. He's going to be down at the Uniontown 44, ripped down eventually by Uniontown's number 12, Cameron Dugan, and number 25, Harry Evans. And a hurry-up look now for the Dragons. Ford with a single back look, 3 wide to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to send a man in motion. That's number 3, Scott. Back is Ford. Ford up in the pocket. Ford is going to be wrapped up and hauled down for the Uniontown Red Raiders. That's number 10, Marcus Evans. The strong arms of Marcus Evans not allowing Ford to escape. And that's going to be a loss of at least a couple. Spot of the ball brought back to the 49. A nice break here for Uniontown. 3rd down for the Dragons. We're going to call this 3rd and 8. Now a sidecar formation, 4 wide for the Dragons. Snap's going to go to Ford, and we have some movement, but no flag. Everybody flinched like there would be a flag, but none was ever thrown. And now the play is going to be changed. The Dragons coaches are shouting out to the players. No different looking formation, though. Snap goes to Ford. Inside, give to Scott. Through the A gap, and Scott's going to have a 1st down and a few more. He's eventually ripped down by number 10, Marcus Evans. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Dragons. We may be experiencing some technical difficulties with our score hub. We apologize for that, as Ford will keep a similar look with a sidecar to his right. That is going to be Nasir Scott. 1st down for the Dragons. 1st and 10 now from the Uniontown 35.
I'll get it in a minute, but it's unplugged now.
3 wide for the Dragons. Snap goes to Ford. Ford wants the deep ball, and he's going to try it. This one, though, is thrown into the south side, incomplete. Good throw there from Ford. He had enough on it. Just a bit off the mark. Back in coverage for Uniontown, number 11, Taylor Galloway. Who else? You may remember, Bill, from the 1990s, the Pittsburgh Steelers had a player, Dion Figures. They called him Dion 7 Figures. I think he was referencing his salary. But Taylor Galloway, sometimes there appears to be 7 of him on the field. He is everywhere. And we're going to have a penalty here called against the Dragons that is declined. So the down will stand, 2nd and 10. Ford with Scott in the backfield. Stead going to line up in the slot our way. Here's the snap. No, Ford fooled me, fooled everybody, because now there's a flag, and we'll see who this is against. False start. He fooled someone on his own team, Bill. And that's going to bring the football back to the Uniontown 40, 2nd down.
Yeah, Allderdice was rolling there, Josh. They kind of their own worst enemy right now here the last couple plays.
Moving over to cover Stead will be Uniontown's number 20, Sam Denny. He may get one-on-one. No, now Denny's going to move off, and Galloway moves in. And another whistle as Ford had a look immediately to Stead. Galloway was in his back pocket, and some of the linemen for Taylor Allderdice, especially number 55, Vic Tolliver, not very happy right now. A false start called against the Dragons. And the good news is for Uniontown, the Dragons are moving the wrong way and in a hurry. Spot of the ball is now the Uniontown 45. The Dragons have to get to the 25 for a first down. This is a 2nd and 20 situation. The Dragons center, number 61, Connor Dickey, moves over the ball. Dickey, listed at 6'1", 295, really anchors this offensive line for the Dragons. And the snap. On its way to Ford. Low snap. Ford corrals it. Now he's going to move to his left, and he's got space. Charging up to get him, Cam Dugan, and Dugan is going to pull him down. Good tackle there by Cam. And they're going to give Ford the 36-yard line, which is going to bring up 2nd and 11. The Dragons still need the 25. They'll get a few more turns at it as the Dragons move into the huddle. Uniontown, though, has at least a moment here to catch their breath as the Dragons have given themselves a difficult situation. Aiden Brame on the other side of that line against Dickey. Brame for Uniontown, 6'3", 300. Those two will be going at it all afternoon. Snap goes to Ford. He's got Scott with him. He's going to fake a handoff to Scott, and look out! The Uniontown Red Raiders collapse the pocket. And, Bill, I think that may have been a miscommunication. It truly looked like Ford wanted Scott to take the ball, and Scott moved away and left Ford on his own.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a draw play, but nobody wanted the ball.
4th down now for the Dragons.
Is it still not working? That's so strange, because that machine, all it does is read what's coming through the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm not saying it shoots.
4th and 16.
Okay.
And the Dragons are looking for the correct personnel.
Okay.
Tegan Larson on to punt the ball. He'll stand at his own 45. Stead the protector, and it looks like the Dragons want a timeout. Lucas Stead turned and found the nearest official, and I think he said, hey, look, we do not have this right. We need a breather here, and we're going to take a breather too. We'll be right back on WMBS with the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night or afternoon, whichever you prefer. 0-0 Uniontown and Taylor Allderdice.
Busy day? Feeling unwell? Don't feel like driving, but need your prescriptions? No worries. Farmana Pharmacy delivers to your home or workplace for free. Stay comfy at home or focused at work. Farmana Pharmacy delivers Monday through Friday, so you don't have to worry about picking up your prescriptions. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Phone 724-626-9600 or visit farmanapharmacy.com. Farmana Pharmacy, prescription care and convenience delivered.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium, and the Dragons do indeed have some different personnel. And it will be Stead who takes on the role as punter. So little did we know, Bill, Stead's problem with the previous formation is that he wanted to punt, and now we have a whistle before the snap. The official simply tosses the ball back to the Dragons' offensive line. And they are going to reset themselves, but otherwise no changes. Maybe they had a slight discrepancy with the spot of the ball. It's at the 41 right now. And back deep for Uniontown is number 11, Taylor Galloway. Stead Good-looking high punt. Galloway drifts over, going to take it at his own 10. Galloway to his left, has some space, finds the hash mark. Now more space. Stead not able to bring him down. Galloway midfield, cuts back, moving inside, and finally he's going to be bear hugged by Nasir Scott, but look out. Taylor Galloway, Bill, I didn't even know he did that.
Yeah, no, I mean, we call him the tackling machine, but he might be the punt return machine as well.
Great effort there by Taylor Galloway, and just like that, the Uniontown Red Raiders are in Dragon territory. Impressive. We want to thank our live stream sponsors, Ford of Uniontown and Movement Physiotherapy, for making this afternoon's broadcast possible. Of course, I want to thank my broadcast partner, Bill Dice, who is color commentary, cameraman, equipment manager, producer,
scoreboard operator,
driver, valet, as a couple of Dragons, including Nasir Scott, are involved on the stop. And actually, it looks like Michael is going to have a very friendly spot here. They're going to give him a 2-yard gain, and this is going to set up, we'll call it a long 8, but 2nd and 8.
Josh, it's good to see the Raiders come out trying to establish the run the first play there. You know, they came out first series, 3 passes in a row. They completed 1 of the 3 for a couple yards, but it's good to see them come out and try to establish the run here. First offensive play to second possession.
Aiden Brame over the ball for Uniontown, the very talented lineman for Uniontown. Man in motion, going to give to that man on a sweep here. This is Cam Dugan. Dugan trying to find the edge against number 1, Brandon Beecham. We've not said his name yet, but Beecham will not allow the edge to be established. He hauls down Dugan for a loss of 2, so we're right back where we started, maybe even a few inches behind the original line of scrimmage for 3rd down. Keep your eye out, too, Bill, for number 33, Lucas Stead, who is sort of operating as a roving edge rusher. That's a big man to come running at you if he's not blocked. Hopefully Uniontown can get at least a chip in on him.
Yeah, I mean, looking out there, Allderdice's front 3 are all pretty good-looking kids out there, man. Look at it. They got some size.
Nose tackle is number 52, Cam Dillard. He's listed at 320. Here's the snap to Hinsey. Hinsey flushed out of the pocket by Stead, but Hinsey easily escapes, and a good-looking throw, and that's got to be pass interference, and it is. Tackle made early by Brandon Beecham.
That was on number 19, Nate Heiss. It's intended receiver. He got tackled well before the ball got there, and they were a little hesitant to float a flag here, Josh. Those flags were a little slow coming out.
They were. And now the officials even want to discuss. More discussion. Now, finally, we're going to see the call. It's going to be holding on the defense.
Looks like we're switching to football again.
Well, Uniontown's doing really well, so they want to be done with the lucky football for Uniontown.
Maybe.
Get the Dragons football back out as they mark off the opposite side of Couples Stadium. Big round of applause from them. Ball will be brought all the way up to the Dragons' 37-yard line. Uniontown's going to have a first down there. Brain back over the football. And we've got a new quarterback in for Uniontown. This is going to be Taylor Galloway with Michael Thomas as the lone back.
Wildcat set.
I like it. Snap goes to Galloway. It's a high one, but he pulls it down. Good rush here from the Dragons. Flag on the play. Multiple flags as several Dragons, including Scott and number 5, Tavon Turner, make the stop. Galloway had been hauled down behind the line of scrimmage, but flags coming from multiple places there, Bill. So I'm curious to see exactly what the call will be.
And you hate to say it, but it's probably multiple holdings. You know, this high snap on that one kind of doomed the play from the beginning, and it's kind of hard for the center out there when you change your quarterback up. Galloway's a little bit shorter than Hinsey, so you have to adjust your snap a little bit. So I wonder if that played a part in the snap.
Penalty will be declined. Indeed, Galloway is a few inches shorter than Hinsey. And so the previous play will count as it developed. The ball brought all the way back to the the Taylor Allderdice 42.
And that was a loss of, what, about 6?
Chains finally update themselves. Second down. We will go second down and a long 15 or 16 here. Michael Thomas and Hinsey in the backfield. 3 wide set here for Uniontown. Dugan in motion. Snap goes to Hinsey. Lots of time. Hinsey has a man downfield, and it's going to be intercepted by Beecham at his own 8.
Watch out.
And he's got
Watch
some
out.
wheels.
That's a
Huge block in the back against the
it's coming
Dragons.
back.
So this is going to be coming back, even as Beecham weaves his way down to the 35. A devastating block in the back. Thankfully, no one hurt there. Flag thrown right away that time.
Yeah, that was a heck of an interception, Josh. You know, the receiver, I didn't catch the number, but the receiver.
Zion Hopes.
Hopes was open there. A little too much air underneath that allowed Allderdice to get underneath of it. A heck of an interception. But the interception's going to stand, but it's going to come back way back to about the 10-yard line or so.
The officials are gathering their flags. Plenty of laundry on the field that time. And the Dragons, despite generating the turnover, will be starting in the shadow of their own goalpost. Still waiting for an official spot. We do not have that yet. Intended target was Zion Hopes. And honestly, Bill, that was not even a bad throw. Really speaks to Beecham's athleticism, because he came from behind on the play, caught up to the ball, made a very acrobatic interception, and then had a pretty strong return, of course, help from the illegal block.
Yeah, very nice interception. You know, I want to go back and watch that one again, because he kind of looked like Hopes was open. Then he kind of came in on the double team and made the interception.
1st and 10 from their own 10. Here's the snap. Forward inside give to Scott. Going to use the A gap here. Runs right at Taylor Galloway, but Galloway will not let him escape further. First down on the play. Gain of 11 yards. 1st and 10 from the Dragons 21, and that will cue up the marching band. Taylor Allderdice has a long way to go. Good first drive for the Dragons before they derailed their own train. Uniontown now looking to perhaps make a quick stop. 4:51 remaining in the first quarter. 3 wide for the Dragons. Snap to Ford. Inside give again to Scott, and this time Scott is hauled down very quickly by the Uniontown Red Raiders. They were ready for that, and I believe Michael Thomas, his counterpart for Uniontown, operating out of the backfield for the Red Raiders more often than not. Michael hauling down Scott for a short gain will set up second down. The Dragons now with the football at their own 28. Keep an eye out for Turner and Beecham, who have broken out to the same side of this formation. They're going to spread the Uniontown Red Raiders as thin as they can. Fullback in the game for Taylor Allderdice. Here's the snap to Ford. Again, another inside give to Scott, and this time he runs right into the Red Raiders, and they're ready for him. Virtually the whole team involved in that tackle. And right away, they're going to bring the spot back. That's a significant loss, Bill. The spot is brought back all the way to the Taylor Allderdice 24.
Yeah, I guess they gave him forward progress, but it looked like he bounced off the tacklers and still moving. You know, he wasn't getting pushed back. I don't know about that spot there, Josh.
We'll call this 3rd and 7, so this is a huge opportunity for the Red Raiders. Turner again going to split out wide, and he draws the attention of Uniontown's number 21, Gavin Radford, who played great last week against Brownsville. Ford with Scott in his back pocket. Here's the snap. Ford going to roll to his right. Looking for a man, blitz coming, and the throw is incomplete. Great job there for Uniontown. Give a tip of your cap to Uniontown's number 25, Harry Evans, who was in on the blitz and forced an early throw. And now the Dragons will be punting from relatively deep in their own end.
You know, you would think Uniontown's going to get good field possession after this punt here, Josh.
Radford will drop back with Galloway to return the punt. Radford's going to stand at his own 48. New punter on. This is number 80, Davion Lee.
Right now, as a coach, you're telling the punt returner to field the ball. Don't let it bounce.
Line drive punt And this one will be taken off a bounce by Radford, who is going to struggle to get away, but he does, and now Radford with some room, and Radford eventually pulled down. Interesting sequence there, pulled down at his own 43. The ball hits Radford. Radford has to turn and collect it, is immediately attacked, but then escapes the first tackler, manages to get about 9 feet out of that return. And Uniontown has friendly field position here. They're going to start at their own 43-yard line when we come back on WMBS. It's a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
Busy day, feeling unwell, don't feel like driving, but need your prescriptions? No worries. Farmanda Pharmacy delivers to your home or workplace for free. Stay comfy at home or focused at work. Farmanda Pharmacy delivers Monday through Friday, so you don't have to worry about picking up your prescriptions. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Phone 724-626-9600 or visit farmandapharmacy.com. Farmanda Pharmacy, prescription care and convenience delivered.
Inside give to Michael Thomas. He's met in the hole quickly by Sean Green, number 7, and number 25 for the Dragons, Jamar Oden. Uniontown will find their way back to the line of scrimmage, but that is all. 2nd and 10. So far, Bill, the Dragons have been ready for Michael Thomas. Michael, a very strong runner. Great game last week. Found the end zone 3 times. Michael Thomas is the personification, in my mind, Bill, of hard yardage.
Yeah, and he's finding it here today. You know, like we said, that front 3, front 4 is tough.
And no, they're going to say this is incomplete. Great effort there by Cameron Dugan down the sideline. Had hauled in Hensey's pass in Dragons territory, but the far sideline official says no. Dugan could not get any part of his body in bounds, and so that's an incomplete pass. 3rd down. We are winding down the first quarter here at Couple Stadium. 2:05 to play.
Yeah, rapidly played first quarter here, Josh.
Yes. No score. Beautiful view from the press box of Couple Stadium, a historic facility in a historic neighborhood. Taylor Allderdice and Uniontown, these teams met last season. The Dragons escaping Bill Power Stadium with a 21-15 victory. Keep your eye out here for Lucas Stead, who's ready to blitz off the near side. Hensey going to no, he won't escape Stead. I was just about to say he's going to escape Stead. And Hensey tripped over the hand of DJ Bradford, number 11 for the Dragons. And as he recovered, Stead was there to finish the job. A sack for the Dragons and a loss on the play for Uniontown. Spot all the way back to Uniontown's 33, 4th down. And so the Red Raiders will be punting this one away with about 1:38 and counting. Hunter Smithberger, A.J. McMullen Middle School product, on the field to send this punt away. Back deep. Turner for the Dragons. Very high snap, and Smithberger still able to get one away. And it takes a very friendly Red Raider bounce. It's going to bounce all the way to the 38, and that's where the Dragons will start. 1st and 10 on a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. We'll be right back here in 30 seconds.
Hello, my name is James Santilli, and I'm asking for your vote this November for Fayette County Recorder of Deeds. As a lifelong county resident, it would be an honor to represent you. I have lived my life, both personally and professionally, treating others how I would want to be treated, always with the foundation of good faith, recognizing we all have so much in common. I am seeking a political position, but it should be an apolitical office. That's my promise. I hope you will consider voting for me this November.
Paid for by the candidate.
Welcome back to Couple Stadium. We are enjoying a mandatory water break as directed by the officials. So we'll be right back in another 30 seconds. The C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night here on WMBS.
This is Dr. Fraser Stokes of U.S. Digestive Health in Uniontown. Doctors Calabrese, Hoppy, Lorenz, and I want to wish our local football teams and fans the very best in 2025. And remind you that our board-certified gastroenterologists are always here to help you and your family with a wide variety of GI health issues. Lastly, please consider a screening colonoscopy. It's a 30-minute painless test that could save your life.
Welcome back to Couple Stadium. Following a water break here with just over a minute to play in quarter number 1. No score yet between the Red Raiders and Dragons. This one very reminiscent of last year's matchup to this point.
You know, Josh, this game reminds me a little bit of the Laurel Hollins game from the opener in the season, you know. Both teams struggling a little bit offensively. Defense is getting after it.
Ford looking for Stead, too tall. Cam Dugan would have been there either way. That'll set up second down for the Dragons. Again, the Dragons working right to left for right now in their green uniform, white number and trim. The Uniontown Red Raiders in their away white uniform, maroon number and trim. Taylor Allderdice with a century of history now at that school, named for the industrialist Taylor Allderdice, who called Squirrel Hill home at one time, one of many prominent Pittsburghers of that era. Stead going to move now into the backfield. So here's a new formation we have not seen from the Dragons. They have three wide, otherwise quite spread out. They're going to give to Scott inside. Scott is able to avoid, and a flag comes in late. He's able to avoid the initial tackle. He's corralled near the first down marker. And we'll see the nature of the beast here as the officials will confer. And it looks like
maybe a face mask, maybe?
This one will be against the Red Raiders, apparently, as everyone begins to move in that direction. And the new spot of the football is going to be the, 15 yards. New spot of the football is going to be the 32. Nope, changed their mind. They're going to bring it back to the 35.
Like a long 15.
They're going to change their mind again. Now it's the 36. Keeps getting better for Uniontown. I suppose that's the good news.
Yes. And Josh, you know, we talked in the pregame about the penalties. You know, that's a big one right there. We can't have those free 15 yards.
Ford going to direct traffic. He wants Beecham on the right side of the formation. Instead, going to line up just off the offensive line across the D gap. Now he's in motion, going to move our way. Scott in the backfield with Ford. Here's the snap. And Ford's going to run the keeper, and he finds just a bit of space. And he loses the football. Football on the turf, and Uniontown's going to recover. It's Red Raider football at the Uniontown 34, maybe the 33. The Red Raiders have it.
And big shift of momentum right there, Josh. You thought Allderdice was going down and getting into that red zone area, and bam, out comes the football. Now the Red Raiders have it.
Harry Evans coming up with the football. Fumble there committed by Trey Ford. Ford had done some very nice footwork there.
Yeah, Josh, they had him bottled up, then he got escaped and got some yards and got hit there. Was that Evans on the hit or Evans on the recovery?
I think Evans just on the recovery.
Okay.
Evans was, I believe, already on the turf, had missed a tackle, but then the loose football.
Right spot, right time.
Bounced right into his arms. Brame over center now for Uniontown. It's going to be Hinsey and Thomas in the backfield. Thomas sidecar to the right. Dugan going to break our way with Galloway. Dugan in the slot as he often is. Hinsey ready to go to work. Uniontown still working left to right here in the closing seconds of quarter one. High snap, pass goes out to Galloway, and the Dragons are all over him. Lucas Stead will not allow Galloway to escape, and there's going to be a loss on the play with 20 seconds to go in the quarter. We'll see if the Red Raiders want to run one more play.
Yeah, Josh, those long screen passes out there are just taking way too long to get the ball out there. You know, that by the time the ball gets there, there's already 2-3 Dragons on top of the receiver. You might want to, you know what play I'd like to see, Josh? I'd like to see some kind of switcher out there. Dugan and Galloway switching positions, both going down the field, one down the seam, one down the sideline, because they're pressing on the corner on the outside receiver, so that would put them in a tough spot, I think.
And Uniontown, too, over the course of the first three games, they've had some success as well with a trick play here or there, some misdirection. We'll see what the Red Raiders have in store for us in the second quarter when we come back on a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
When you are looking to make some extra cash for your aluminum cans, visit Cherokee Recycling, where aluminum can is king. Cherokee Recycling is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4:30, and Saturdays, 8 to 12 noon, closed Sundays and holidays. Give Marcus or Braggs a call today, 724-439-3228 for Cherokee Recycling, where recycling makes the most sense.
Do you have a job around the house that you just aren't sure how to do? Then it's time to call Fulham's Full Service. Best in Fayette, Old Middlewood. Maintenance and handyman. Fully licensed and insured. Owner Cody Fulham does it all. Renovations and repairs. Needless to say, he's ready to go. Call Fulham's today at 724-466-4194 and follow them on Facebook. They can you.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium in the Steel City. The Uniontown Red Raiders now will be going right to left across your screen. The Taylor Allderdice Dragons, left to right, no score. Uniontown getting themselves set up for the first play here of quarter number 2. They'll go 3 wide with Michael Thomas operating out of the backfield. Man in motion is going to be Dugan. And it's going to be a pass from Dugan. And the handoff and pass to Taylor Galloway off the mark. And they had set up the sweep there, Bill, and we thought maybe we would see a different look, a different type of play. And Dugan, nice-looking pass out to Galloway, just had a bit too much on it.
Yeah, Josh, he caught it. You were calling for a little bit of a trick play, and that is a little bit of a trick play. The jet pass, Galloway seemed to be a little bit open there, just couldn't get the ball to him.
Third down now for Uniontown, second play of the second quarter. 3rd and 7. The Red Raiders trying to capitalize on the second turnover of the game. The first one, of course, a Dragons interception. Then the Red Raiders were fortunate to recover a fumble. Here's Hinsey, and Hinsey is going to be crushed in the backfield. My goodness, number 55, Vic Tolliver. He gets a big round of applause from the home crowd. Vic Tolliver, the 5'10 senior, listed at 220, Bill. He was not touched coming in on the blitz, fired out of a cannon. There was not much Hinsey was going to do.
Yeah, Hinsey really had no shot on that play there, Josh. Now we're off here to one of the most dangerous plays in high school football, as our buddy Steve Super likes to say, the punt. We've seen 2 almost blocks so far, so we got to hope for a little bit better blocking on this one, Josh.
Hunter Smithberger on to punt, and back for the Dragons, Tavon Turner, the 5'9 junior, and Smithberger is crushed on the punt, but he does get it off. This time it's going to bounce, and Turner's going to take it on the bounce, and I don't think anyone was ready for that on either side. Even his own teammates were a little surprised. Turner, is going to be able to spin ahead down the sideline and get at least 10 yards, maybe a few more on the return. It looks like they will give him the 25 of Uniontown. So, my goodness, Bill, tough break here for the Red Raiders. Even if this spot comes back the Dragons' way a little bit, still not so good.
Yeah, the Dragons almost got to that one, Josh. They've been close on 3 now. You just see the snap on the punt's a little slow getting back to the punter, and Smithberger really is doing a nice job just getting the punt off.
The Dragons will have 1st and 10 from the Uniontown 25. It's going to be Ford with Scott, a 4-wide look. They move Stead way off to Ford's left. Stead going to draw the attention of Taylor Galloway. Here's the snap to Ford. Ford back, looks to right. Big pass going to the end zone. He's got Beecham broken up at the last second. Well played. Cam Dugan had some fingers on it, and if he hadn't, David Settles was in place. So despite the fact that Beecham is a real burner, especially when he's running that deep route, basically, Bill, they're snapping the ball, and Beecham is dead sprint to the end zone looking for the ball when he gets to the goal line.
Yeah, you can see they have a lot of speed out there on offense, Josh. They haven't been able to connect. Nice play there by Dugan, I believe that was, to get a hand on it.
Yes.
Nice play by him to knock that ball away, or that was a likely touchdown.
Dugan came over just in time. Settles probably breaks that up. Beecham otherwise, so what speed he has. Turner now going to take over the spot that Beecham had been in. Split out on our side. Snap goes to Ford. Ford on the keeper. Going to try to find some space in the middle, and he finds a little bit, actually, before he's tripped up by Uniontown's number 25, Harry Evans. And it looks like we're going to be looking at an 8-yard gain here, so a very nice run for Ford. 3rd and 2. Uniontown now an opportunity to bear down and see if they can't force Taylor Allderdice into a more difficult situation. If Taylor Allderdice gets this first down, they're going to be looking at 1st and 10 from at least the Uniontown 15 and, of course, possibly closer. The Red Raiders will have their defensive line anchored with some size. Of course, Brame has been functioning on that line for us all afternoon so far. But plenty of size on the Taylor Allderdice side, too. In addition to having Connor Dickey, their right guard is Vic Tolliver, who we saw have the sack on the previous Uniontown possession. And Tolliver, he's listed at 220, but I'm going to guess, Bill, from here, that's 220 pounds of muscle. He is a very, very strongly built young man.
Yeah, good battles up front so far in this game, Josh. You know, both teams are getting after it. Hopefully the Raiders can keep Allderdice out of the end zone here in these next few plays and take the ball back over and go down the field a little bit.
New running back in for Taylor Allderdice, number 45, Kane Dillard. Snap is going to go to Scott, and Scott's going to have the first down. Ford was not on the field for that. It was a direct snap to Scott, and it's enough for a first down. And this is going to set up 1st and goal. The spot appears to be the Uniontown 8. Now the Red Raiders have their backs to the wall. The Dragons we'll round up and say 25 feet for a score here. Scott's going to stay in as quarterback with Dillard. Scott on the keeper, little wildcat look here. Jumping ahead and pushing his way into the end zone. And that is a touchdown for Taylor Allderdice at the 9:44 mark of the second quarter. Nasir Scott finds the end zone on an 8-yard rush to put the Dragons on the board, 6-0 now. Nice sequence there, Bill, by the Dragons. They didn't have far to go to begin with, but back-to-back plays with the ball going directly to Scott paid off, and we do have a player down on the field. A Dragon is down. This injury timeout is being brought to you by UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, the leaders in physical therapy. Visit physical therapist Jim Burns on Wayland Smith Drive or call 724-437-7500. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute services. Relief is closer than you think.
Yeah, nice little series there by Allderdice. They went a little wildcat look there. Josh, maybe get a little more beef at the quarterback position. They were able to jam it in there for the touchdown.
And we will see the Dragons kicker, Tegan Larson, step out onto the field. He's going to try the extra point for Taylor Allderdice. Taylor Allderdice put up an impressive 45 points on Perry Traditional Academy last week. They scored 30 2 weeks before that against Fox Chapel. They only lost this season coming against Hollidaysburg on August 29th for these Dragons. Both teams, of course, 2-1. Larson will step off where he wishes to be. Holder is going to be number 80, Davion Lee. And he gets the hold down. Kick is on its way. And it looks good from here, Bill. Indeed it is. The extra point is good. So your score now, 7-0 in favor of the Dragons. 9:44 to play here in the second quarter. We'll take a short break and be right back for the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
Looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates. Patients of all ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry.
Now look here, Josh. They're lined up on the wrong sides of the field here.
Yes, we are, and I think we're going to fix that.
Get it fixed.
I think the official here with the football.
There we go, yes.
He's saying you need to go the opposite way.
Well, Uniontown was half on his side, then Allderdice came out and lined up on the same side, so the Uniontown side went to the other side.
Now, we see some very different onside kick looks at the NFL level, Bill. That would have been a first time, though, for that particular variety of onside kick. It will be Larson teeing up the football. Very beautiful afternoon here at Couple Stadium. Long history of athletic success at Taylor Allderdice. Larson will stand with his back to the banner that announces the history of the City League champions as he kicks off to the Red Raiders. And here is that kick. It's a good one. Ball was going to be taken cleanly at the 15 and advanced well. That was number 21 for Uniontown, Gavin Radford, who avoided some contact and then pushed his way through subsequent contact all the way to his own 43. I do believe that's going to be the spot. We'll see officially. It looks like maybe the far sideline official preferred the 42, and indeed he will. Uniontown will have 1st and 10 near midfield. Beautiful facility here, Bill.
Yeah, just absolutely fantastic. You know, nice press box up here, good viewing area. You mentioned the championship banner. We were checking that out on the way in. Very nice.
Westinghouse is on there quite often.
Yes.
Taylor Allderdice, though, makes a few appearances, and a future Uniontown. Yeah, Carrick sprinkled in there as well. Carrick last won the City League Championship 1972. They'll play Uniontown in a few weeks. Handoff goes to Michael Thomas, and unfortunately for Michael, just as he took the handoff, he was given a handshake by number 55, Vic Tolliver, and then Tolliver hauled him to the turf for a loss of 5 yards. This will set up 2nd and 15. Spot of the ball now, the Uniontown 38. The Red Raiders right now just looking to get something started. There have been flashes of promise. The Red Raiders, of course, under the direction of first-year head coach Tim Bukowski. Coach Bukowski, I'm sure, very pleased with the Raiders' win last week over Brownsville. Kinsey going to give to Thomas here, and Thomas nowhere to go. He's collected again by Tolliver, and right now Vic Tolliver is putting on a clinic, one that the Red Raiders wish not to attend any longer, as the spot of the ball is brought back to the 38. 3rd down and long now for Uniontown. They need to get all the way to the Dragons' 48 for a 1st down.
Yeah.
So this is a 3rd and 20 situation.
Yeah, Thomas on his last couple runs, Josh, really just had no chance getting hit almost immediately after he's touching the ball. Good timeout here for the Raiders. Or no, we got a flag.
We do have a flag on the far sideline.
That's a strange flag error.
And the officials want to discuss. They're going to meet at the Uniontown 30.
See what this is all about.
8:12 remaining in the first half. The Dragons lead 7-0. We're waiting for the officials to conclude their discernment. The conversation continues. Uniontown will take on rival Albert Gallatin next week. That one is in York Run. Albert Gallatin off to a relatively strong start this season, and the officials are now talking to the Uniontown sideline and steering away players who had approached them. Some players being led away. Maybe a sideline warning here as Coach Bukowski wants clarification, I believe, on what's happening.
Well, the ball hasn't moved yet, so Josh, you might be right on a sideline warning maybe.
We've seen officials over the course of the last few seasons become a bit more liberal with issuing that warning, at least in the games that we've had the opportunity to see in Fayette County. Further conversation now unfolding. The Red Raiders looked like they wanted to set themselves up for third down and then were sent back to the huddle. Now the officials are coming to talk to the Dragons. And the football will move.
Oh.
It looks like unsportsmanlike conduct, Bill.
Yeah, not real sure what happened there. That was way after the play, so I don't know if something was said to an official or what may have been the call there. But that's not what the Red Raiders want on an already 3rd and 20 to mark it back 15.
Yeah, the spot of the ball is now their own 18. They need the Dragons 48 for a first down. So this is 3rd and a third of the field.
3rd and way long.
Hinsey takes the snap, going to roll to his left, pass complete. No, they're going to wave it off. They're going to say it was incomplete. Marcus Evans unable to pull it off the blades of the artificial turf. Or will they give him credit for the catch there, Bill?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to say his knee was down when he caught the ball.
So no opportunity for advancement.
That was probably
3-yard gain.
3-yard gain, okay. So we got 4th and really long.
Spot of the ball has
now,
been moved
Josh,
to...
watch out what happens here. They've almost blocked the first 3 punts. They haven't got one yet. Hopefully this is a little better operation here for the Raiders.
Smithburger's going to stand at his own 3. Here's the snap. It's high. Smithburger pulls it down. Punt is on the way. This one going to be fielded by Turner. Turner runs into his own man, and the Red Raiders try to bottle him up. They cannot. He pops off the top and gets to the, let's say, 20. He drags a couple Red Raiders with him.
We have some laundry on the field, Josh.
Hopefully this will help out Uniontown's cause because, well, the Dragons had the long field challenge once or twice early. Last time they had the short field challenge. We do have a player down on the field. We have flags down on the field. Now everyone is back up. The injured player this time, number 5, Tavion Turner. Turner very slowly makes his way to the sideline. He otherwise appears to be okay. And the officials again would like to meet and discuss the nature of what was seen on that play. At least one flag remains down on the ground. And this meeting, Bill, is essentially a conference. Every official sends one who's here with us this afternoon, part of the discussion.
Yes, I mean, you would think this will be on Allderdice. It came out pretty early on the play, but a hold maybe, but you never know. See what they do here with it. They're still talking about it. Come on, guys, it's hot out there.
As they discuss, we of course have no out-of-town scoreboard for you this afternoon because we are the only game in our immediate region of Fayette County that is occurring right now. But had we offered an out-of-town scoreboard, it would have been brought to you by the sports medicine team at WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. And to their credit, we'll run down a list of games happening tonight. We have a hold called against the Dragons, so that will favor Uniontown just a bit tonight. Laurel Highlands at Indiana. You'll hear that one, of course, right here on WMBS. Northern Garrett at Albert Gallatin. That should be a very entertaining matchup. Connellsville at Spring Mills. Jeanette at Fraser.
And Josh, I'll give you a City League score from last night. Carrick was victorious over Brashear 24-20. So that was a game played right here at a couple stadiums. So there's a little in-town scoreboard.
Hopefully that gets all the winning out of the Carrick Raiders' mood for the season.
Yes, because we face them, of course, later in the season.
Yes. Gets it out of their system. Ball will be spotted at the 33. Carrick, as we shared earlier, last won the City League Championship in 1972. They will the Carrick Raiders, to Bill Power Stadium and take on the Uniontown Red Raiders in 2 weeks' time.
Now, what's going on here, guys? Come on, put the ball down. Let's play some football.
Yeah, it looked like both teams are lined up and ready to go. And Taylor Allderdice had some questions.
I know the Raider fans are sitting over in the sun, so they're saying, let's get this going. I'm thankful, very thankful for where we're at, Josh. We're here in the shade, so
yes,
that's a good thing.
Thank goodness. They thought about that when they built this press box, I'm sure. Long history of beautiful stadium architecture in the Pittsburgh area. I would include the Oakland neighborhood in that. Of course, some of those facilities no longer with us. We wish they were. Ford wants to run a single back look as soon as we're allowed to start playing again.
This is not a weather delay.
No, sir.
A flag delay, maybe.
Scott in the backfield behind Ford. Here's the no.
Oh, and a flag.
We had lots of movement both ways.
False start, it looks like.
Tolliver was ready for Heiss. Heiss was showing blitz, and we are going to have a false start. And so some more help for the Red Raiders. The Dragons continue to move the wrong way. They're moving into the south side. The Uniontown Red Raiders right now, from some local Pittsburgh geography, they're sort of defending Station Square. The Dragons have their backs to the bulk of the south side neighborhood. Single back look again. Snap goes to Ford, fakes the handoff. Now he wants the deep ball. He's going to throw middle to Stead, and Stead has his bell rung, but he does hold on to make the catch. Stead is down.
Both players are down.
Stead's back up. No, he's down again, and that's Taylor Galloway who delivered the hit. Both players are down. This injury timeout is being brought to you by UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, the leaders in physical therapy. Visit physical therapist Jim Burns on Wayland Smith Drive or call 724-437-7500. UPMC Rehabilitation Institute services. Relief is closer than you think. We're going to take a short break here on WMBS. We'll be right back with a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. The Dragons lead 7-0. 2 players down. Keep them in your thoughts as we enjoy a short break.
Magisterial District Judge Nathan Henning extends his best wishes to the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, the Uniontown Red Raiders, and all our local teams for a great season. District Judge Nathan Henning recognizes that a successful season requires teamwork. It is the result of the hard work of the players and coaches and the support of their families. Good luck to the Laurel Highlands Mustangs and Uniontown Red Raiders from District Judge Nathan Henning.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium. Thankfully, we can report to you both players are back on their feet. Galloway popped right up as soon as we went to break and jogged off the field. Stead stood up a few seconds later, and he appears to otherwise be okay, although he is continuing to be seen to by medical staff here at Couples Stadium. Galloway has made it to the sideline where he appears to otherwise be okay. He's enjoying a short walk behind the Uniontown bench. Beautiful afternoon for a walk, Bill.
Yes. Josh, that was one of those plays you're used to seeing in the NFL back in, maybe 10, 12 years ago. Every single game, third and middle, defensive player taking the receiver's head off, so that was kind of a little reminiscence of that.
Have to give credit to Lucas Stead, who hung on to that football.
Yes, and got the first down.
Yes, this is a 1st and 10 situation now from the Uniontown 19. Galloway came in like a torpedo and sunk the battleship of Lucas Stead. Thankfully, both players are okay, or at least appear to be okay. Stead, of course, not on the field right now. Neither is Galloway. And we have the Wildcat look, perhaps again, with no Ford at quarterback. It's Nasir Scott, joined by his fullback friend, number 45, Kane Dillard. Dillard, 5'9", 215. Scott, 5'10", 190. And now the Dragons, they need one more player. They had only 11. They will shuffle on number 6.
Yeah, be getting close to a delay game here.
J. Sean Boshi.
There it is.
And we've got a flag.
Delay game.
False start against the Dragons. A lot of confusion there, Bill.
False start, wow. That play was taking forever. I'm shocked it wasn't a delay game.
1st and 15, ball brought back out to the 24.
5-yard penalty nonetheless.
Split way out is Turner. He's back in. Direct snap to Scott as expected. And Scott's going to get a couple yards moving our way off the tight end where he's eventually pulled down by a combination of David Settles, who had the first hit, and then number 19, Nate Heiss, will finish him off. We'll give him a short gain. We'll see where the spot is officially. It's going to be the 20. So a short gainer, second down. The Dragons will need to get to the Uniontown 9 for a first down here, and if they do, that would set up a first and goal situation with 5:55 remaining here in the second quarter of play. Uniontown, of course, would love a stop. We're going to see a new look here for the Dragons. Dillard going to split off and occupy tight end spot. The fullback is Bosch, and the handoff is going to go to Scott, and Scott has nowhere to go this time. Uniontown was right there as soon as he got the snap. Nate Heiss among the defenders to greet him. Kyler Tibby there as well. Tibby really had hands on him nearly as soon as he had the football. Scott will get maybe a yard.
You know, Josh, Allderdice, they're really in no hurry to get the plays off right here. They're trying to kill the clock a little bit. They do, of course, get the ball to start the second half as well. So this is a danger zone here for the Raiders. If they give up a score here, then give up the ball to start the second half, it could be
right.
It could be a dangerous time.
You'd really love to see a stop. That possibility is on the table. Ford back in with Scott to his left. We've got a shotgun look here for Ford and a whistle before the snap.
What do we have here? False start.
False start against the Dragons. Let the record show there that immediately off the snap, Ford was looking down the right sideline for Beecham. Earlier in this game, at a similar distance, the Dragons ran a play where Beecham basically set into a dead sprint down the right sideline, and Ford lifted the ball to the goal line, and had it not been for Cam Dugan and David Settles, the Dragons would have scored a touchdown on that play. Similar look here, except Turner's going to move out all the way to our sideline. 4 wide shotgun. Here's the snap to Ford. Ford going to look to his left this time. He wants Stead down the middle of the field. Nobody's home, and there is no flag. I'm a little surprised there, Bill.
Yeah, Allderdice receiver went down. I don't know what happened, if he got his feet tangled up there or was pushed down or what, but no flags on the play, luckily for the Raiders.
Ford had a nice looking deep ball there to the middle of the end zone, but unfortunately Stead couldn't get there, and Beecham lost his footing on the turf.
So we're looking at 4th and 14.
That sounds right to me. Maybe even 4th and 15 here for the Dragons.
So a big play here for the Raiders. Football still back there, barely off the field, so hopefully there's no plays back there by it.
Brame and Schradel, the down lineman for Uniontown. Tibby ready to come in off the edge. Here's the snap to Ford. Ford, lots of time here, clean pocket. Beautiful deep ball by Ford. And it's nearly picked off by Galloway. It's in and out of his hands. My goodness, Bill, had Galloway pulled that down, there was not a human being on the playing field for a long, long way.
You're right, Josh. There wasn't an Allderdice player on that half of the field. So I think Galloway would have went about 95 yards there, Josh, down the sideline. Man, that was a nice play by Galloway, but it could have been an even nicer play.
Incredible opportunity there for Uniontown. Credit to Galloway for breaking up the ball and making sure there was no chance any Dragons came away with that. But my goodness, that was a real golden opportunity for the Red Raiders. Certainly showcases Taylor Galloway's athleticism at the very least.
Yeah, nice range on that play. He kind of looked like he was playing a safety on that ball from how he came over on it, but I couldn't really tell pre-snap where he was at.
Hinsey wants to hand off to Tayshawn Jackson. Jackson weaves between defenders, and eventually he has Sean Green enjoying a piggyback ride, and that's going to bring Jackson down after a gain of maybe a yard or two. We'll see the official spot. Green literally had jumped on Jackson.
Got a timeout.
And apparently we do, Bill. I have not seen the official signal yet. We're going to have second down and a long 9. Teams have not left the field.
Yeah, very curious play here while the clock is stopped. Oh, we got a flag.
And it's going to be against the Uniontown Red Raiders.
5-yarder.
Spot of the ball is going to be brought back now to the Uniontown 19, so this will be a true 2nd and 15 situation for Uniontown.
They moved the down marker back over. It's going to be first down.
Good.
15. I was going to say, they can't
have it both ways.
Lose yards in the play unless it's a loss of down.
Hinsey and a shotgun look. He's got Jackson with him again for company in the backfield. Here's the snap and the inside give to Jackson. Jackson going to try the C gap, and there is space. Jackson down the right sideline and twisted out of bounds by the Dragons number 6, Jay-Sean Boshi. Good gainer there. For 1 second, I thought Jackson may have had some real daylight coming out of the proverbial Fort Pitt tunnel there, Bill. That kind of situation. The Dragons were fortunate to get him out of bounds when they could. 2nd down now and 4. That was a good gainer for Jackson. The Red Raiders, plenty of time. 3:57 on the clock.
Yeah, pick up about 11 on that run there, Josh. That's what the Raiders need. They need a big play from somebody here offensively to give them some momentum.
We've got a freight train rolling by the stadium now. Maybe a cue for the style of play we're going to see from Uniontown. No, in fact, Uniontown's going to do the opposite. They're going to break everybody out, sans Jackson, and we have a whistle. I thought that freight train might cue up a Michael Thomas inside give. Instead, we're going to have a delay of game, and Uniontown's going to back up 5 yards.
Not what we want to see on 2nd and 4. Pre-snap penalty.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have our halftime show brought to you by Radcliffe Martin Law Firm. Halftime stats brought to you by the Farmana Pharmacy, which is located in the Health First Medical Center building on Route 119. Shotgun again. Brame over the football. Here's the snap to Hinsey. Hinsey getting help from Jackson. Great block there by Tayshawn Jackson, but it won't matter because coming the other way was Nasir Scott. Jackson did an excellent job of picking up a blitzing Vic Tolliver. Tolliver listed at 220. Jackson listed at 160.
A little bit of a mismatch there.
Jackson did a great job. You wouldn't have known it. Unfortunately, no one was on the backside to slow down Scott.
And Josh, Tolliver, he's a senior, so he might want to be sending this film out to his college recruiters because he's having a heck of a game defensively.
Yes, he is. He is all over the place. Even if we're not saying his name, trust me when I say that Vic Tolliver III has been involved and often in the face of the Red Raiders. Shotgun look. Hinsey wants to go middle, and he's got Dugan. Oh, and the ball is in and out of Dugan's hands.
Oh, he hit him right in the seam, right in the hands, and Dugan couldn't bring it in. Oh, that was going to be a big gainer there, Josh. Now we're in this danger zone here back in our own end zone almost. Hinsey's going to have to get one off again. Hopefully.
Hinsey again standing in the shadow of the Pittsburgh plate glass building. Well, not quite, but he may as well be. He's standing on his own goal line this time, and the Dragons are coming full speed ahead, and this one somehow Smithberger gets this one away, and it's going to take a Red Raider bounce and at least get to the Dragons 31, maybe the 32. We'll take a quick break here on the WMBS Facebook page. A C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Concerned about your heart health? At WVU Medicine, we believe your heart deserves world-class care, close to home and always within reach. Our non-invasive cardiology team uses advanced tests like stress tests and cardiac MRI to diagnose and monitor heart conditions without surgery. Call 877-WVU, the number 4, RC. Visit WVUMedicine.org/heart.
Welcome back to Couple Stadium. 1st and 10 for the Taylor Allderdice Dragons. 2:49 to play here in quarter number 2, a 7-0 game. Shotgun for the Dragons. Turner going to split wide, and they go right to him. Quick out to Turner. Turner with space. Turner with more space. Now he finds a gap. He's going to beat one defender. That was number 23, Thomas, who could not quite haul him down, but Thomas does slow him down just enough for a few other Red Raiders, including Harry Evans, the junior, to pull down Turner. First down, though, for the Dragons. A good look. Tavon Turner, the 5'9", 170-pound junior, plays a little bigger than 170 pounds. I think that's accurate to say at this point. Ford. Ready for the snap. He's got Scott and Stead with him in the backfield. Handoff goes to Scott. Scott, A-gap, some space there, and that's going to be a touchdown. 2:10 mark. Nasir Scott. Scott in from 12 yards out to make the score for the time being, 13-0 in favor of the Dragons. Of course, Bill pointed out earlier what makes this a difficult situation. The Dragons are due to receive the opening kickoff of the second half. Larson on the field to kick. Davion Lee, the 5'11 junior, your holder, did a great job on the previous hold. The snap had landed in front of him, and he had scooped it up and teed it up. And here's Larson on the extra point try. This one is good, just inside the right upright. And so we have a 14-0 ball game here at Couple Stadium in favor of the Dragons. We'll be right back in just a moment on WMBS with a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
Mark On Building Supply has provided the tri-state area with ready
Welcome back to Couple Stadium. Joshua Scully and Bill Dice here with you this afternoon.
Yeah, Josh, we have to apologize to some of our sponsors here. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties with some of the ads, so we apologize to them. You know, I don't know what's going on with this thing. Technology is a great thing.
Maybe they sound a little better on the other side. This one's going to skip, and the Red Raiders are going to scoop it up, and they've got a little bit of space here. Ball will be returned out to the 29-yard line. And I believe that was Cam Dugan. Indeed, it was on the return. Now, Uniontown, Bill, not a tremendous amount of time left in the half. 2:01. 2-minute drill here.
Yeah, Josh, I don't know what I do as a coach here. Because I don't think Allderdice has used the timeout yet either. So the Raiders need to get some yardage, or they're going to just call their timeouts and get the ball back here in good field position. You know, they've showed, they showed good ability to make big plays.
I do believe the Dragons have used one timeout.
One timeout, okay.
So they have two remaining. Uniontown looking to get something started out of the shotgun here. Galloway split out wide to our side. Uniontown working right to left. Hinsey with a man in motion. Going to fake the handoff to that man, then an inside give to Jackson. Had no chance. Meeting Jackson in the middle was number 25, Jamar Oden, a 5'9 freshman. And we may have a timeout called here. Indeed we do. Timeout taken by the Dragons. So they are thinking what we are thinking. We'll take a timeout too here on WMBS and be right back with the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. Taylor Allderdice and Uniontown will be back in just a moment.
Do you need a fast, friendly notary service that is open in the evening? Sandy Howell Notary Services is here for you, offering new PA and West Virginia plates and ready to assist with your vehicle, boat, motorcycle, and ATV registrations and transfers, plate renewals, and more. Serving Fayette County and all surrounding areas. Open weekdays from 10 to 8:30 and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Sandy Howell Notary Services, Dry Knob Road, Smithfield. Call 724-564-8955. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you by name.
Are you ready to indulge in the best pizza around? Are you looking for a lunch or dinner spot with all your favorite Italian classics coupled with mouth-watering daily specials? Then it's time to visit 2G Brothers Pizza, located at 123 Matthew Drive in Uniontown. Specials and customer favorites include Thursday's Sicilian-style pizza and Saturday's chicken parmesan. Call 724-439-5600 today and let 2G Brothers handle the rest. Your taste buds will be glad you did.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium. Shotgun for Uniontown. Hensey, quick one to Heiss, and Nate Heiss has green turf ahead of him, and he's got a first down. Good open field tackle there by DJ Bradford, the 6'4 senior for the Dragons, but the Uniontown Red Raiders pick up a first down, Bill, and that first down was badly needed.
Yes, badly needed indeed. And that may be the first down of the night, Josh?
I believe so.
Have they picked up another?
If they had,
it must have been early.
And I will confirm this, it had been early and perhaps by way of penalty.
Okay, maybe.
Snap goes to Hensey. Handoff to Jackson. Jackson is ripped down by number 33, Lucas Stead. Stead, the 6'4", 230-pound senior, and a very gifted athlete for this Taylor Allderdice team. Second down and 9 will give a 1-yard gain to the previous play. Shorely Dragons head coach Mark Matson pleased with the situation his team is in right now. They're up 2 scores. And unless the Red Raiders are able to muster 55 yards in less than 50 seconds, he's going to have an opportunity to go up 3 scores. Hensey with Jackson as his sidecar to the left. Snap goes to Hensey. Hensey going to avoid the rush, looking downfield, and he will not avoid Nasir Scott, who comes through at the end and brings Hensey down for a significant loss. We're way back all the way to the 35. No, the 33. And that may do it for the first half. Both teams.
We got a timeout.
No, a timeout taken. The Dragons had one left to take, and they're going to take it and force the Uniontown Red Raiders into a 3rd and long situation. We'll take a brief break, too, here on WMBS with the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
In a world of big corporations and interpersonal experiences, there's something truly special about family-owned businesses. For over 70 years, the Mike Kelly Automotive family has been serving the community with integrity, honesty, and a commitment to
Welcome back to Couples Stadium. Uniontown facing another 3rd and long. They have fought this battle a few times tonight. This is going to be a 3rd and 21 by my estimation. I could be off there by a yard or so, but that's how I'm seeing it. And unfortunately, I'm not quite able to see the scoreboard from my current vantage point. Handoff goes inside to Jackson. Jackson trying to bounce it to an edge that does not exist. He may have gained 2 before being forced out by the Dragons.
But here's the bad thing about that, Josh. He's out of bounds. That brings up 4th down. That's
4th down, indeed.
That's not what the Raiders could have hoped for.
And Smithberger, although he will not be standing near his own end zone, he has been under heavy fire all night from this punt rush.
Looks like we're going to get a timeout for the Raiders.
And Uniontown wants to discuss that exactly. And the Red Raiders will take a moment to discuss their 4th down situation. We'll be right back on WMBS with the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
This is Dr. Fraser Stokes of U.S. Digestive Health in Uniontown. Doctors Calabrese, Hoppy, Lorenz, and I want to wish our local football teams and fans the very best in 2025 and remind you that our board-certified gastroenterologists are always here to help you and your family with a wide variety of GI health issues. Lastly, please consider a screening colonoscopy. It's a 30-minute painless test that could save your life.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium. Just a few seconds now removed from halftime. Our halftime show will be brought to you by Radcliffe Martin Law Firm. Smithberger, here's the snap. It's a high, lofty one, but Smithberger has plenty of time that time, and he gets it off easily, and it's a good punt. Takes a friendly hop, going to be fielded at the 29, and almost immediately tackled, but not quite, as Turner, who's trying to find some space coming our way across the hash line. He's got Smithberger to beat, and Smithberger not going to get him, and Turner is going to take this one to the house.
Wow.
And as it stands right now, that's a 71-yard punt return.
I don't see any flags on the field, Josh.
And not what the Uniontown Red Raiders wanted there. Sort of an opposite sequence to what we had seen previously, Bill, when Smithberger had been...
Is there a flag on the field somewhere?
Well, the officials are talking.
Talking again. They must be getting paid to talk to each other today.
And the flag is picked up.
Waved off, I was going to say.
And I think the Uniontown Red Raiders had a player or two that believed they were held.
You know what, Josh? I think what the flag was on, I think they threw it initially for the crackback block, but the guy never touched the Red Raider, and they picked up the flag. He kind of pulled up and just stood there.
So, Bill, I am seeing
somebody
no
down.
Time remaining on the clock. Is that what you see?
I see zeros up there, but I thought I saw 4 seconds.
I did as well.
At one point.
I'm leaning out of the press box to see the scoreboard. Curtain was pulled on us, Bill. I don't know what that means. We have been shut off, sequestered from the rest of the press box here. Don't forget, coming up tonight on WMBS, Laurel Highlands in Indiana, the Mustangs will journey to Indiana County. You'll hear Brian Morozak on the call for that contest. And I assume, Bill, that the mayor of Hopwood also going to go to Indiana County tonight. So, Indiana, put on your dress shoes and be ready. The mayor is coming to dance tonight.
Be ready to shake some hands.
Yeah. So I think we're going to see an extra point here at some time.
Yeah, this is taking an awful long time again.
Also, Bill, I don't know that the scoreboard right now.
I have 20.
I have 20 as well. Larson is on for the extra point. Lee to hold. Here's the snap. Lee puts it down cleanly again, and the extra point.
No good.
No good this time. So now it says 22-0. Bill and I are both relatively confident the score is 20-0. We're going to say it's 20-0.
Halftime.
At halftime. And we're going to take a short break here on WMBS and be back with our halftime show brought to you by Radcliffe Martin Law Firm. And your halftime stats will be brought to you by Farmana Pharmacy, now located in the Health First Medical Center building on Route 119 near the Fayette County Fairgrounds. We'll be right back with our halftime show on a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
Do you need a fast, friendly notary service that is open in the evening? Sandy Howell Notary Services is here for you, offering UPA and West Virginia plates and ready to assist with your vehicle, boat, motorcycle, and ATV registrations and transfers, plate renewals, and more. Serving Fayette County and all surrounding areas, open weekdays from 10 to 8:30 and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Sandy Howell Notary Services, Dry Knob Road, Smithfield. Call 724-564-8955. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you by name.
Busy day? Feeling unwell? Don't feel like driving, but need your prescriptions? No worries. Farmana Pharmacy delivers to your home or workplace for free. Stay comfy at home or focused at work. Farmana Pharmacy delivers Monday through Friday, so you don't have to worry about picking up your prescriptions. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Phone 724-626-9600 or visit farmanapharmacy.com. Farmana Pharmacy, prescription care and convenience delivered.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, Jeff Dennis of RE/MAX Select Realty is your local realtor of choice. Jeff and his team are proud members of our community and have the skills, knowledge, and ability to meet your needs. Call them today at 724-933-6300 extension 913 or visit them in person at 542 North Line Street in Uniontown. And remember to follow Jeff Dennis' team RE/MAX Select Realty on Facebook today.
Now is the perfect time to
Score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Mauser's Tire Center has been serving the region for more than 50 years, offering new, used, and recap tires, as well as tire repair. Mauser's is located on Route 40 West at C. Wright's Crossroads. Need new tires? Call Mauser's today at 724-245-2410 and let them get you ready for the road. Mauser's Tire Center, your trusted source for new and used tires for more than 5 decades. Wishing all area high school football teams a successful and healthy 2025 season.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on a beautiful Friday afternoon. We approach the 5 o'clock hour now at Couples Stadium, and our halftime show from the Taylor Allderdice Dragons well underway. The Dragons lead the Red Raiders 21-0. The Dragons defeated the Red Raiders in Uniontown last season 21-15 in a very hard-fought and closely contested game. Today started off that way, Bill, but unfortunately the second quarter proved to be a very different animal for the Uniontown Red Raiders.
Yeah, very tough second quarter there for the Red Raiders. You know, it looked like they were going to maybe go into the locker room down 14-0. Here it turned into 20-0 on that punt return touchdown. And Allderdice gets the ball to start the second half, so it's not looking real good for the Raiders.
Your halftime show being brought to you by Radcliffe Martin Law Firm, and our halftime stats brought to you by Farmana Pharmacy, now located in the Health First Medical Center building on Route 119 near the Fayette County Fairgrounds. We'll give you a scoring summary first. There was no scoring in the first quarter. The first quarter came to a conclusion with a 0-0 tie. In the second quarter, though, that began to change. Nasir Scott rushed in on a Wildcat formation play from 8 yards out. Tegan Larson nailed down the extra point with 9:44 to play in the second frame, and the Dragons went up 7-0. The Dragons scored again with a similar style of play at the 2:07 mark. Scott rushing in from 12 yards out. Good blocking up front on that play from the Dragons, and again, Larson tacked on the extra point. That made the score 14-0. Then the Uniontown Red Raiders needed to run 2 minutes off the clock, had a nice first down pickup courtesy Nate Heiss, but were not able to move the football beyond midfield. And then, unfortunately, on the punt that came at the end of that possession, it was none other than the very gifted Tavon Turner, who had a kick return for a touchdown earlier this season and has been very gifted from that spot all year long. Took one to the house, 71 yards on that return. The extra point there, good as well. That made your score 21-0, and that's where we stand right now at halftime. The Uniontown Red Raiders, some good moments, Bill, defensively, and some flashes of success on offense, but for the most part, Uniontown has struggled to put themselves in situations that would really create good results. They have often faced third and long. They have often had Hunter Smithberger in some very delicate spots, and he's done a good job, as he has all season, Bill, at punting out of those situations.
Yeah, Josh, the Raiders are having trouble putting back-to-back positive plays together, so for them to put together any kind of drive, it's been very difficult for them this evening or this afternoon. Smithberger's doing a fine job punting, Josh. Just a freshman back there handling the rush, able to get the ball off, just doing a very good job back there handling the punting duties. And hopefully the Uniontown Raiders can put together a couple good plays, a couple drives here in the second half and, chip away at this lead and get back into the game.
Halftime stats, again, courtesy of Farmana Pharmacy. We'll start with the Uniontown Red Raiders. Braden Hinsey so far this afternoon, 4 of 9, passing for 23 yards and an interception. That interception did come early in the game, and the Dragons were not able to capitalize. Dugan has also attempted a pass. That one fell incomplete. On the receiving end of things for Uniontown, 4 different receivers have hauled in one of Hinsey's completions. Leading the pack, Nate Heiss, 1 for 20. Marcus Evans, 1 for 3. Michael Thomas, 1 for 1. Taylor Galloway, 1 catch for -1 yard. Rushing, Michael Thomas, who has done such great work so far this season. He has just 3 carries so far in this game for -8 yards. Braden Hinsey, 4 carries for -24 yards. Cam Dugan, 1 for -2. Tayshawn Jackson, who did offer some of those flashes that we mentioned offensively for Uniontown, 4 carries, 12 yards for Tayshawn. Jackson has offered a bit of a spark for Uniontown there late in the second half. Now taking a look at the Dragons. First, we're going to start with their passing, courtesy Trey Ford. Trey 2 of 8 so far in this one for 39 yards, and both of his completions went to Lucas Stead, who has hauled in 2 catches for 39 yards. Stead was delivered a real shot on one of those completions by Taylor Galloway. Both players down for a moment, ultimately came off the field, and we have not heard differently, so we are believing right now that both are okay, and we'll see both in the second half. Rushing, Ford himself has carried the ball 5 times for 10 yards. Turner, 1 carry for 19, and Scott has done the real damage so far this afternoon. 10 carries, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. We want to thank our stats. We want to thank John Guth from the Uniontown Herald Standard for preparing those for us. We've got some totals as well for the Dragons: 98 rushing yards, 39 yards passing and receiving for a total of 137. If we look at the totals for Uniontown, which we do have again, thanks to John, 23 yards passing, -40 yards rushing for a total of -17 yards. Your halftime stats are brought to you by the Farmana Pharmacy, now located in the Health First Medical Center building on Route 119 near the Fayette County Fairgrounds. And our halftime show is brought to you by Radcliffe Martin Law Firm, as the Taylor Allderdice Dragons continue their halftime show in some very sharp uniforms. Bill, I like those uniforms. That's a good look for the Dragons. We're going to take a short break here on WMBS and be right back with the conclusion of halftime and the beginning of the second half. This is a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
Now is a perfect time to Attention, Uniontown residents. When you head to the polls this November, remember to cast your vote for Uniontown City Councilman Jared Billy. Jared has proudly served as a council member for many years and is committed to serving all Uniontown residents with integrity, honesty, and old-fashioned hard work. So this fall, when you are considering your options on the ballot, remember to vote for Jared. He's working for you. Vote Jared Billy this November for Uniontown City Council.
Paid for by the candidate.
Savings is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with an Education Club saving account at First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Your future dreams will start adding up. Plus, you may qualify for a scholarship upon high school graduation. Visit any First Federal branch to start saving today. For more information on account rules and scholarship eligibility, visit ffgc.bank. Best wishes to our local teams from First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. NMLS number 458729, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your heat on the fritz? Did your AC stop working? Your pipes backed up? Did your lights go out? Well, for all your heating, air conditioning, electric, and plumbing emergencies, CHIPS Residential Services is here for you. Located right in Uniontown and offering 24-hour emergency service, let the experts at CHIPS help you through all your emergency needs as well as installation and regular service. Call 724-366-8046 to get the help you need today. Your hometown team of technicians, CHIPS Residential Services.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Do you need a fast, friendly notary service that is open in the evening? Sandy Howell Notary Services is here for you, offering UPA and West Virginia plates and ready to assist with your vehicle, boat, motorcycle, and ATV registrations and transfers, plate renewals, and more. Serving Fayette County and all surrounding areas, open weekdays from 10 to 8:30 and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Sandy Howell Notary Services, Dry Knob Road, Smithfield. Call 724-564-8955. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you by name.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium, our live stream courtesy of Movement Physiotherapy and Ford of Uniontown. We also want to thank our halftime show sponsor, Radcliffe Martin Law Firm. Our halftime stats brought to you by Farmana Pharmacy, now located in the Health First Medical Center building on Route 119 near the Fayette County Fairgrounds. We also would like to thank again Jonathan Guth of the Uniontown Herald Standard for compiling our halftime stats. Again, that scoring summary, all the scoring happening in the second quarter. Scott, a rushing touchdown for the Dragons at the 9:44 mark. Another to follow at the 2:07 mark, the first from 8 yards out, the second from 12. And then Turner with the punt return just before the conclusion of the first half. All of the extra points, sans the last one, courtesy Tegan Larson. He did miss the last extra point, which is why your score currently is 20-0. I want to correct that from earlier. I had mentioned during halftime it was 21-0. We did have a miss from Larson at the very end of the second quarter. His third attempt, no good. We'd also like to thank one last time our pregame show sponsor. Our pregame show today brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. They will get you ready for the game and are located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sprouse Insurance Group. Thank you very much for checking us out here on the WMBS Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't forget, later tonight on WMBS, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs will travel to Indiana for what should be in a very, very exciting matchup. I had a chance earlier this week to talk with a few of the coaches from Laurel Highlands, and although the Mustangs are dealing with some injuries, there was some real hope for success tonight in Indiana County. So hopefully the Laurel Highlands Mustangs will pull one out and come back home to Uniontown with a win. Of course, you'll hear Brian Morozak with the call, and we're expecting, too, Tony Hanula, to hear him as well. I've not seen Tony in a little while, Bill, but I'm assuming he's doing well, and I'm excited, of course, for an opportunity maybe to work with Tony in the near future. He's always a real delight.
Yeah, Tony, he's really been on the golf course all summer. He's hard to track.
So that's where he's been.
He was hard to track down, and that's one place I don't go, the golf course, so I really haven't seen him much either this summer. And maybe now that we're getting into the cooler weather, the bears, they start to hibernate, but maybe Tony's the opposite of a bear. He comes out for the winter time.
He's ready for the holiday season.
Yes.
The holidays are going to be here before you know it. Realistically, the Uniontown Red Raiders will not be home again until the end of this month when they host the Carrick Raiders. That's going to bring September more or less to a conclusion. And then October always seems to go by in a whirlwind. And then that brings you to November, Thanksgiving, Christmas right after that. Before you know it, it's going to be baseball season again.
Yes, man, Josh, you're just swinging right through the rest of the year.
That's right. You got to swing big or go home, Bill. You have to swing big or go home. I'm ready for spring.
Swinging for the fences.
That's right. We're ready to bring on spring. There's no doubt about it. We don't have a traditional out-of-town scoreboard for you, so the sports medicine team at the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital is going to bring you the lineup of local football action for you tonight. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs, of course, again, heading up to Indiana. Northern Garrett, Maryland at Albert Gallatin. Connellsville at Spring Mills. Jeanette at Frazier, the one that jumps off the page to me there. Northern Garrett at Albert Gallatin. Two upcoming Uniontown opponents. We'll be seeing both of them in the very near future for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Brownsville, the Falcons, enjoying a night off tonight. Here's the rest of the schedule, by the way, for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Next week, they will be going to York Run to take on a very good Albert Gallatin Colonial team. That one should be interesting, and we'll be covering that one as well. Then the Red Raiders will be home on September 26th to take on the Carrick Raiders. Then the Uniontown Red Raiders have a very special Saturday afternoon contest. October the 4th, you'll hear that one on WMBS, 590 AM, when Ironton, Ohio, the Fighting Tigers, the defending Ohio State champions, ride into town. I'm assuming they're coming by circus train to take on the Uniontown Red Raiders. That'll be a 3:30 p.m. start at Bill Power Stadium. The defending Ohio State champs coming in. And as I shared with Bill, the Fighting Tigers, they're keeping an eye on these Red Raiders. I've got some follows online via social media from some accounts associated with the Fighting Tigers, including the public address for the Fighting Tigers in Ironton.
Yes, sir. I heard they're looking forward to meeting you, and if you keep talking trash, they're going to see you in the parking lot after the game.
I hope not.
Maybe before the game.
I hope not. I'll be running down Grant Street as quickly as possible.
We know the shortcuts.
I'll have to hide at Mom Maruka's maybe and take cover, but the Fighting Tigers are indeed coming to Uniontown October the 4th for a Saturday afternoon homecoming matchup. Then Uniontown will play host to the Huskies from Northern Garrett. That'll be October the 10th. Uniontown will battle for the Coal Bucket on October the 17th. And then on October 24th, Uniontown will make the trip across the Mason-Dixon line into Maryland to take on Southern Garrett, a team they beat last season. So we're looking forward to the rematch there against the Southern Garrett Rams. That one should be a lot of fun. And that's October 24th, Bill. You see how quickly this goes? A month before Thanksgiving.
Just like that, and football season's over.
Just like that. It does go so very fast.
Then it'll become basketball season.
It'll be basketball season before you know it. Hey, by the way it sounds, I would love to see Uniontown take on this Taylor Allderdice team on the court.
Yeah.
This Taylor Allderdice team sounds good. Red Raiders, of course, always good. Coach Rob Kazmarski, just had a chance to talk to him earlier this week. He's very excited about this season.
I'm sure he's tuning in, watching his basketball players tonight, this afternoon. I know in the one play, Cam Dugan was out there with Steed on that one swing pass, and the ball went incomplete. I'm sure Coach Kez wasn't too upset that ball wasn't caught because Dugan and Steed had a matchup coming up, a little train versus train.
Well, that's what we were really told beforehand, because I had asked the Taylor Allderdice coaches, please give me a rundown of who we will expect to see play a significant role in this game. And we went down the list, and of course they named Beecham, they named Scott and Ford, and I thought it sounded like they were getting to the end of what they wanted to share, and then their finger dropped down the page to number 33, Lucas Stead, and he said, look, this young man can really play. 6'4", 230, the senior, Lucas Stead. And then the coach said, look, he doesn't just play football. He's also a tremendous baseball player, first base and designated hitter.
Also a pitcher.
Recovering
from an injury, though.
And that he is a wonderful, award-winning, at this point in his high school career, basketball player.
And Josh, just watching him play here tonight, I think he could play tight end at the next level with his size and skill set. He definitely has the ability to go to the next level as a college tight end.
Certainly keep an eye on his name. He is a senior, so he may very well be continuing his athletic career at the next level. Taylor Allderdice has quite a few seniors on this team I think are capable of doing so if they wish. I've been really impressed tonight with Nasir Scott, the 5'10", 190-pound senior running back. He has looked very spry on both sides of the ball. And, of course, as we were told, Tavon Turner, the 5'9", 170-pound junior who had 2 interceptions last week in a win over Perry Traditional Academy, he has looked very strong, too. And the horn sounds here at Couples Stadium to signal the end of halftime. We'll take a very short break here on WMBS. We'll be back in 30 seconds with your C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night continuing for the second half, Uniontown and Allderdice.
Are you ready to indulge in the best pizza around? Are you looking for a lunch or dinner spot with all your favorite Italian classics coupled with mouth-watering daily specials? Then it's time to visit 2G Brothers Pizza, located at 123 Matthew Drive in Uniontown. Specials and customer favorites include Thursday's Sicilian-style pizza and Saturday's chicken parmesan. Call 724-439-5600 today and let 2G Brothers handle the rest. Your taste buds will be glad you did.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium. The Uniontown Red Raiders will kick off to begin quarter number 3. On to kickoff for Uniontown. Number 36, Nick Smith, the senior. He's looking to send this off. Back deep for the Dragons. Who else but Beecham and Turner? 20-0 is your score. Here's the run-up and the kick. Pretty good one. Filled it about the 17. Turner's going to take it and weave through a few players. Now he's going to cut back to his left, and there's a flag on the field as Turner breaks into the open. And finally, about 5 Red Raiders catch him and haul him down at the Uniontown 42, but we have a flag back at the Allderdice 35.
Josh, the first half was so well played, or the first quarter, excuse me. In the second quarter, we just had flag after flag, and it looks like that's where we're continuing in the third quarter. A hold on Allderdice, it looks like.
We are certainly believing right now that to be the case. We want to thank some of the local businesses and individuals who have made this broadcast possible tonight. WVU Medicine, Uniontown Hospital, Marcon Building Supplies, and Mike Kelly Toyota of Uniontown. Of course, you can check out MikeKellyToyota.com if you're interested in buying a new Toyota for the holiday season. Maybe surprise a spouse with a new Toyota. Early Christmas gift. Early Thanksgiving gift.
You're not looking at me, are you?
Never too late, Bill.
We just got a swimming pool, so I'm working on the payments of that.
Well, you need a nice new Toyota to park next to that swimming pool. First and 10.
Maybe to haul some plants.
First and 10 from the Taylor Allderdice 25. Ford going to take the snap inside, give B-gap. Scott, lots of room. Guard really got downfield to throw a block for him. And delivering a last block before the tackle finally made after Scott picks up a first down. That was Lucas Stead laying out somebody to give Scott another 2 or 3 yards at the end of that play. First down. Spot of the ball will be the 36. Good to see Stead back in the game and moving well. And, of course, on the Uniontown side, we are very grateful to see Taylor Galloway back, currently playing safety alongside Uniontown's number 23, Nazay Thomas. And we have a whistle here before the snap. And the Dragons look frustrated by that whistle, and the official wants to talk to Turner, and now he wants to talk to the Dragons sideline.
Just stopping in between.
The Dragons center, Connor Dickey, 6'1", 295 senior, has not moved from his spot, so he's still ready to go, and now he's down over the football. It's going to be Ford and Scott in the backfield. Now another whistle as the officials come in and are going to finally signal to start the clock.
We're having some clock issues here, Josh. It's pausing for like 5 seconds.
Snap goes to Ford, fakes the handoff to Scott, throws our way to Turner. Too tall for Turner. Cam Dugan was there anyway.
Yes.
Pass is incomplete, second down.
Nice coverage there by Dugan. What's happening here, Josh, the clock is running, but it's pausing on the scoreboard for 5 seconds and coming back on randomly. So the officials want the clock running, and it is running, but so we're having all kind of technical difficulties, not just us today.
2nd and 10 for the Dragons, operating from their own 36. The Dragons in a spot here to really put the Red Raiders in a difficult position right now. Never say never, 20-0. You'd love to see the Red Raiders get a stop, put a score on the board, keep this one interesting. Spot handoff going to go to Scott, rather, and he's tracked down in the backfield by Uniontown's number 42. That's Jackson.
Rozelle Jackson.
The 5'9", 210-pound freshman.
And Josh, he made that tackle from the ground. He was on the ground and made that tackle.
Great job. Tayshawn Lewis currently anchoring the middle of this Uniontown defensive front, who have the Dragons 3rd and 14.
Josh, that was a rather long first half, so hopefully the Dragons keep the ball on the ground here and keep the clock just rolling.
Ford in the backfield.
Of course, they do have another City League game here tonight afterwards.
Ford going to hold, and finally lets one go. This is going to be nearly picked off by Galloway, who collides with his own teammate, Gavin Radford. Ball.
It stops the clock.
The Uniontown Red Raiders.
So good first series. Good first series there for the Raider defense. You know, they have been strong all night or all day, Josh, on defense. Really, they haven't given up any big plays.
True.
They gave up a special teams touchdown. That can't go against your defense.
Right.
And they've been working in short field position all night, so you can't really put much blame on the defense today.
And the snap is high. Punt is low. It's a chopper. It's going to bounce to the Uniontown, let's say the 36, maybe the 37, where it is down by the Dragons. And we'll take a short break here on WMBS, the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Do you need a fast, friendly notary service that is open in the evening? Sandy Howell Notary Services is here for you, offering new PA and West Virginia plates and ready to assist with your vehicle, boat, motorcycle, and ATV registrations and transfers, plate renewals, and more. Serving Fayette County and all surrounding areas. Open weekdays from 10 to 8:30 and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Sandy Howell Notary Services, Dry Knob Road, Smithfield. Call 724-564-8955. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you by name.
So the Uniontown Red Raiders here at Cupples Stadium have a real opportunity to will themselves back into this game. Braden Hinsey claps his hands, takes the snap, and loses the football. It is recovered, though, seemingly by Hinsey himself, diving on the football just ahead of two Dragons who had closed in and realized, thankfully for Uniontown, just a second too late, that the football was on the ground. And who else but Vic Tolliver, the third, was there to watch Hinsey fall on the ball.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a high snap there, Josh, and looked like it had a little bit of an end around coming. So that, it's obviously going to throw your timing off on that play. Looks like somebody maybe has some blood on him for Allderdice, maybe?
Maybe. Second and 14.
We don't need to stop the clock here, buddy.
And the clock has indeed stopped at 9:19.
Gotta fix my clock now.
Conversation with the Dragons sideline, and now the Dragons conversing with the press box from afar. So far, so good for Dragons head coach Mark Mattson.
They're more worried about the clock than officiating the game. Let's go, guys.
The Uniontown Red Raiders still with some life. And although the Red Raiders appeared ready to line up their formation, they have pulled back to a huddle. And now the official gives the signal to wind the clock, and Aiden Brame will step back up over the football. Snap goes to Hinsey. He has Jackson in the backfield with him. Hinsey going to look our way. Big pass, overthrown, no. Intercepted by Turner. I thought that was going to get out of bounds, and Turner plucked it out of the sky with about a foot or two to spare, and it's an interception for the Dragons. Number 5, Tavon Turner, the junior who had 2 interceptions last week. He gets one here today, and that one dropped right into his hands. Truly, Bill, I thought that ball was going to carry out. Turner did not even seem to have any indication. He didn't communicate via body language, at least, any indication he was going to catch that. He flips his hands over at the last second, and the ball falls into his hands.
Yeah, very nonchalant way of intercepting it, but he got it, and kind of like a receiver on the sideline catching a toe tap. It's kind of what he got there.
Now Uniontown looking for another stop. Plenty of time left for the Red Raiders. Just looking for some opportunities in the center of that Uniontown defensive line. Jackson going to be joined by number 66, Aiden Brame. And again, apparently there's an issue with the clock here. We'd like to thank a few businesses who have made this broadcast possible tonight. Jeff Dennis at Remax Select Real Estate. Jeff Dennis and his award-winning team are exactly who you want to reach out to when you're ready to buy or sell a home. We also would like to thank Chips Residential Services. Hey, we may be approaching the end of grass cutting season, but it's time for fall cleanup. Maybe soon, time for snow removal. Maybe some snow days. Could go for an October snow day as Ford is in the shotgun. Man in motion is going to be Stead. Snap goes to Ford. Ford is back, looks to his left, and will go to Stead, who cut out. Nice route there by Stead. He stiffs arm one defender. Galloway eventually wraps up his ankles and drags him down as Radford was ready to push him out of bounds. Stead did that very cleanly. You get the impression, Bill, from Lucas Stead, virtually everything he has done tonight, from route running to catching the football to rushing off the edge, he's done it all before many, many times. He is very polished.
Yeah, he just looks like a football player out there, Josh. You know, he's doesn't get overly excited, you know, just makes plays and moves on to the next play. Very steady young man.
2nd and 1, single back. Check that, more of a pistol look perhaps. Handoff going to go to Scott. Scott runs across center, lots of room there before Nate Heiss finally gets him and brings him down inside the Uniontown 35 to the 33. Now they're going to bring the spot of the ball back to the 34. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Dragons, who are again driving down the field. This time they did have a bit more of a long field challenge, at least a bit more. They were not starting inside the Uniontown 30, as they had the honor of doing a few times in the first half. Scoreboard is off here at Couple Stadium. Bill, is our information still accurate?
I have 8:15 on the clock.
Snap going to go to Ford. Inside give to Scott. Scott through the B gap here. Going to find space as he bounces outside. Flag comes in as Taylor Galloway rips Scott to the turf. And it looks like Scott is going to be short of the first down marker. Hold on the play, and that's going to go against the Dragons. So the Uniontown Red Raiders can breathe a sigh of relief here, as we'll see the Dragons moving in the wrong direction. Nasir Scott closing in on the century mark today. Certainly the Uniontown Red Raiders Would like to see that not happen here in the third quarter, especially while there is still time to mount a comeback. Taylor Allderdice came from behind last year to beat these Red Raiders in the city of Uniontown. Opportunity now for Uniontown perhaps to play spoiler. Tayshawn Lewis taking a spot on the defensive line for Uniontown. Snap going to go to Ford, and he'll keep it. Fakes the handoff to Scott. Rolls our way. Little flip ahead to Stead. Stead going to challenge number 23, Thomas, and drags him forward. And it looks like he's got to the 10-yard line.
You know, Josh, nice block down there by Turner downfield as a running back receiver position, really blocking his butt off downfield.
And Bill, you will have to let me know if at any time I get into your field of view through the camera. I'm going to lean ahead so I can see this portion of the field.
Now you're good.
Spot of the ball is now the 14. 1st and 10. Dickey out over the football. The Dragons will spread the Red Raiders out a bit here. Wide to our side is Turner. And in the slot, Beecham. Little flip here to Scott, and Scott's going to weave his way through a few defenders before he is finally dragged down by Uniontown's number 25, Harry Evans. Very close to the first down marker again. We're going to say he's probably short by a yard, I would say. 2nd and 1. Perhaps even a long one. The Raiders will continue to roll with number 71, Tayshawn Lewis, the 6'2", 340-pound junior, as their nose tackle. Lewis is going to line up over top of Dickey.
Oh, Wildcat.
And Stead is going to take over as quarterback, and he's going to try to rush this one in, but no, he's cut down by Galloway.
A tackling machine.
And Galloway has just been all over the field for Uniontown. He's been incredible tonight.
Stead's
and
down again.
Stead is down again, and hopefully he is okay. Galloway really charged up and gave him the business that time. Galloway listed, at least for us on the roster we have, as 155. Stead listed at 230. You wouldn't know that the way that Galloway has played. He is a very, very big 155. We can say that for him. We will be right back in just a moment following this injury timeout, brought to you by the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, the leaders in physical therapy. Visit physical therapist Jim Burns on Wayland Smith Drive or call 724-437-7500. UPMC Rehabilitation Institute services. Relief is closer than you think. We'll be right back with a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. We're in the third quarter when we return.
Looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years' experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry.
Welcome back to Cupples Stadium as Lucas Stead is back on his feet and, for the most part, casually walking off the field. He did gain enough for a first down, so this is 1st and goal now from the Uniontown 3. Taylor Galloway has had an eyeball on Stead since the very beginning of this game. One of the very first plays, Stead broke out of the formation in motion, and Taylor Galloway followed him out. And those two have been paired together all afternoon. Split back look now for the Dragons. Ford stays in at quarterback. Here's the snap from the 3. Ford going to roll our way. Now he's going to float one up back of the end zone. And is it caught? Officials will discuss. Touchdown for the Dragons. Pulling that in, number 80, Davion Lee.
You know, Josh, it looked like the Red Raiders were in position to make a play on that ball and just somehow got over the defender's head. And I'm not real sure why the official took so long to call it a touchdown, but it looked like a pretty clear touchdown from up here.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted to confirm the official in the back of the end zone near the goalpost really had the best look at that, but he deferred to an official near the pylon. Will stand as a touchdown catch from 3 yards out. Ford hooking up with Lee. 26-0 as it stands, and we're going to see a 2-point attempt with Dillard, the fullback, checking in, and it looks like the quarterback here is going to be number 11, DJ Bradford. Now at the last minute, number 58, Perez Gill, the 6'1", 220-pound sophomore, checks in. Powerful set here. It's going to go directly to number 11, Bradford, and Bradford is in for a 2-point conversion to make this 28. So the Dragons add a score here in the third quarter. We'll take a short break on WMBS and be right back for the kickoff here on a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowls Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowlsinsurance.com.
Rate Lock is not guaranteed to all states.
Welcome back to Couples Field. We'd like to thank All Around Fence Company, Fulham's Full Service and Chips Residential Services, for their help in making this broadcast possible. I'd also like to thank the staff here at Couples Stadium and our host, the Taylor Allderdice Dragons, as well as my partner, Bill Dice, who does a lot of the heavy lifting for these broadcasts, for helping to make this possible. It's been a beautiful afternoon. The Uniontown Red Raiders still have time to mount a comeback. We're looking for something big here from Uniontown. The kick goes to Zion Hopes, and Hopes looks for some big space on the right side. He will not find it. He's pulled down by number 28, Todd Hurt Jr., the 5'10 sophomore, pulling down Hopes. It will be Uniontown football 1st and 10, and for all intents and purposes, the officials appear to favor the 33 as the spot for this drive's beginning. 1st and 10 for Uniontown. The Red Raiders anticipating a matchup with the Albert Gallatin Colonials next week. That'll be an interesting game, to say the least. Always is. The Red Raiders making a short trip that time to York Run.
Yeah, just a little bit closer.
Just a little bit. York Run does not quite have the skyline that Pittsburgh does.
No, it does not.
And we have enjoyed that tonight. Snap goes to Hinsey. Inside handoff to Jackson. Jackson tried to bounce outside, and he gets twisted down. Might have a yard there. And he's going to receive a relatively generous spot. I think they're going to give him 2 yards and move the football out to the 35, 2nd and 8. Uniontown has had some success with Jackson tonight, attacking the edge. He's really worked through the C gap, even the D gap, outer part of the offensive line.
Josh, we haven't seen much of Michael Thomas here in the second half. I hope he's all right.
Me too.
I know he was nursing an ankle injury or something last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago. So hopefully he's healthy.
Shotgun look for Uniontown. Man in motion is Dugan. Handoff goes to him on the sweep. Dugan cuts it back, wants the middle of the field, wrestles with a few players while doing so, and is eventually pulled down by number 11, DJ Bradford. Dugan got back to the line of scrimmage. He may have even lost a foot. And so 3rd, and we'll say for right now, 3rd and a long 8 for Uniontown.
Yeah, Allderdice has a lot of speed over on that defense, Josh, so it's tough to really hit the outside on them.
This is a quick
pursuit,
experienced Dragons team. Quite a few seniors on this roster. Hinsey again in the shotgun, trying to make something happen. Hinsey's going to roll our way to his left. Pass is out and on time to Marcus Evans, but through his hands, and that will set up 4th down. There is a flag on the play. The officials will signal a hold against Uniontown. Penalty is declined, and that will set up 4th down. Uniontown will send in the punt crew, including Hunter Smithberger, the 6'3" freshman punter. Hunter Smithberger has been impressive so far this season as the Uniontown punter. Was really good right out of the gate in week 1 against the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Check that, I suppose that's week 0 officially. We'll say the first game and satisfy everyone, even the purists. Snap goes to Smithberger, it's high, and now Hunter is going to be blocked here, and that was, I suppose, going to happen at some point, and it does there.
Yeah, Josh, they've been so close on so many this game, and they finally got to him.
I believe falling on the loose football was Erez Gill, the sophomore. The good news is Smithberger appeared to be okay. He appeared to stand back up pretty quickly. I was worried because he had really been sandwiched there between 2 Dragons at the same time, and he did begin to extend his leg. And as we know, for punters and kickers, that's really when you can run the risk of an injury.
Josh, I really like these seats here behind the stadium. They're really cool. Behind the end zone there.
Yes.
Underneath the scoreboard, I like those. I would like to see this place in a game that was really filled. That'd be pretty cool looking, I think.
Couple Stadium, George K. Couple Stadium does hold 8,000 people. Really impressive facility. Ford wants to go to the end zone, and it's nearly intercepted by number 21, Gavin Radford. Radford has been involved this week, certainly for Uniontown. We want to thank Clayton Holmes of Bell Vernon, Mike Kelly Toyota of Uniontown, Marcon Building Supplies, WVU Medicine, Uniontown Hospital, for their support of our broadcast tonight.
Looks like we got the scoreboard back up and running.
We like that. 3:27 to play, although, again, Bill, you and I thought we were well received. I must have offended somebody, I'm not sure.
You get a little loud on the mic, so you might have been causing too much noise over here. So I think
I'll use my library voice. How about that?
I think they were a little mad at me because they were saying this, our score hub indirectly kind of messed up their scoreboard, which, you know, we use the score hub all over the place. So I don't think that's the case.
Shotgun look for Ford, and he's going to go middle of the end zone, and he skips this one in. I don't think that's a touchdown.
No,
and it is.
No, the official on the right calling it incomplete.
I thought it was incomplete.
I thought so as well.
It appeared to skip in.
Are we going to have another conference?
Davion Lee, does he or does he not have a 19-yard touchdown catch?
Nope, they don't seem to know. We're going to talk about it a little bit.
I am confident from here, and I was not even using my field glasses, that ball skipped in.
And Josh, here's the bad thing right now. It's 5:43. This game started at 3:30. We're 2 hours and 15 minutes in almost, and it's not even the fourth quarter yet. We might be here before the next game, as the next game's starting.
Oh, Bill, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you. I asked Brian earlier this week to put us on the longest possible game.
The furthest away in.
Yeah. Well, Bill, we hadn't got to hang out in a long time.
Yeah, you know, and I think Brian actually might be a little bit further distance-wise.
Yeah, he probably is.
He got to travel the country roads. We had to travel the city roads.
So we've got a face mask.
Face mask. Was the ball caught?
Apparently it was.
I don't know. I think they might be saying no touchdown, but they're moving the ball for the... who knows? The scoreboard still says 28.
The chains have not moved.
So nobody's real sure what the call is.
The ball appears to be...
It looks like they're kicking an extra point here.
Right.
But nobody really knows what's going on. I almost let one slip. Jeez Louise.
Larson is on.
Now they're kicking. They say, wow, what is going on here?
Here's the snap to the holder. Lee gets it down. Kick is on the way, and that kick is good. No.
Good.
Wow.
Oh, of course,
I guess
because that
not.
would have been the mercy rule, Josh. We don't want this game to get done any quicker.
That kick from here looked good. It must have just missed the left upright.
The Red Raiders catch a break.
Very interesting sequence, Bill. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
Josh, this is
leave it at that.
my first football broadcast of the year, and I almost got fired.
Lee has a 19-yard touchdown catch.
And that makes the
From
score
Ford.
34-0. The dreaded 34.
Extra point is no good.
And I want to go back and watch that one later to see if that ball was caught, because
I am
like
very
you,
sure it was not.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. The official on the sideline was saying incomplete, but it was miraculously a touchdown. The coach for Uniontown's really bewildered by that call as well. So we're not real sure. Nobody seems to know what's going on here.
3:22 remaining in
And
the
there's a
third
face
quarter.
mask involved in there somehow. I don't know where the face mask got penalized at. I guess there was no 0-yard penalty on a face mask.
I'm truly
I mean,
not
you
sure.
would think that would be on a kickoff.
And it wasn't just us, Bill, because even the chain gang did not know what was happening. Kickoff going to be fielded by Dugan right around his own 15. And
the
there's a
ball's
couple
loose.
of flags down
The
and a
ball's
loose
loose,
ball, and the ball's recovered.
We can't return it.
And
We can't advance it.
signals of all variety across the field we'll see. And another flag comes in
And
here.
the scoreboard's out again.
Tough day.
Oh, my. At least the sun's not shining on us.
And it's not even Friday the 13th.
Is there a full moon?
Could be. Good question.
No, Josh, seriously, though. It's 5:47. We still got like 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And if you think back, Josh, the first quarter was about 25 minutes.
Right.
So the second and third quarters have been unbelievably long.
There have been quite a few flags.
We're going to have to change our. We're going to have to renegotiate our contract, Josh, with Brian at WNBS and try to get paid hourly if these games keep going like this.
Uniontown has a 1st and 10 from their own 25. Hinsey in a shotgun look, 3 wide.
So next week we'll head to York Run, huh, Josh?
Yes. Inside give, this is Jackson, and Jackson will eventually be caught by Turner, and then several others, including Tolliver, drag him the rest of the way to the turf.
Tolliver's involved in another play.
And hopefully
Looks like
Tolliver's
he's
okay.
down.
He's down with injury right now.
Looks like an ankle.
Gain of 2 yards on that play. This injury timeout being brought to you by UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, the leaders in physical therapy. Visit physical therapist Jim Burns on Wayland Smith Drive or call 724-437-7500. UPMC Rehabilitation Institute Services relief is closer than you think. We have some updated statistics for you, courtesy of Jonathan Guth of the Uniontown Herald Standard. Scott is officially over the century mark for the Dragons, 15 carries, 109 yards. Stead, 4 catches for 70 yards. Ford, 6 of 15 for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Lee, who's become active as of late as Tolliver walks off under his own power. Lee, 2 catches, 22 yards, 2 scores. The Red Raiders have not caught many breaks tonight. Right now, they are going to have to make their own luck if they would like to experience some here in the late stages of this game.
Well, Josh, the good thing for them, there's still 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter, so plenty of time left.
Plenty of time indeed, and a offside situation here, signaled for by the official. So Braden Hinsey does some fine acting work and gets his team 5 free yards. Ball going to be brought out to the 33. Second and a long 2, maybe 2nd and 3.
You know, Josh, when we parked, you told me we have till 7:10 before we have to move our car, and I thought that was plenty of time. Now I'm getting a little nervous.
We'll see what the Red Raiders can do for us.
Now, last year I was parked over in that lot that said no parking, so I was able to escape last year without any penalty. So hopefully we're able to get out of here before that time elapses.
Here's the snap, handoff inside to Jackson, fumble on the play. Jackson recovers it, then loses his hat. And then he's ripped down to the ground by the Dragons' number 3, Nasir Scott, and that's going to be certainly a penalty of some nature, as Jackson had no helmet on, and Scott still whips him to the turf.
And we saw a few helmets fly off last week, Josh, if you recall. So
yes.
We might want to tighten those helmets a little bit or something. Maybe they need a little smaller helmet. So you definitely don't want to lose your lid in a football game.
Flag is being picked up. Right now, the officials act as though they're going to walk into the Uniontown huddle, which is not what we anticipated.
And we have a conference.
Further discussion. Now they're going to turn around.
They're walking it off.
And they're going to walk
15,
right to left.
Looks like 15 yards. That's a Red Raider first down.
Scoreboard remains out. Ball brought to the
it was working there for
46.
A minute. They said heck on this game. We'll save it for the next.
The Red Raiders right now are working upriver, up the Monongahela, counter
I'm really
to the
shocked
flow.
number 2 didn't have to come out of the game, though, Josh. I thought that was a rule. If your helmet comes off, you have to leave for a play.
That was my understanding as well.
I'm not real sure why he's allowed to stay in the game, but it's good for the Red Raiders.
Yeah. They've been leaning on Jackson hard, and
he's had a couple plays.
Yeah. The Red Raiders with the snap and some confusion here as nobody moved except Hinsey. No one blocked. And an unchecked DJ Bradford rushes through and
Josh,
hits Hinsey.
On that play, you got to wonder what the snap count was. Maybe the ball snapped and wasn't supposed to be, because for nobody to move, that's wild.
Hinsey does appear to be okay. He's going to put his helmet back on.
Yeah, he's readjusting. And it looks like they're going to make Hinsey come off. He was adjusting his helmet. It wasn't pulled off.
So for clarification, Bill, they are going to make Hinsey come off the field.
Wow. So we're going to need a quarterback.
Jonathan Guth of the Uniontown Herald Standard
hopefully
offering
the quarter runs out.
Some clarification on the Jackson situation.
Yes.
He says because Jackson had lost his helmet on a play where a penalty had been called, he did not need to leave play.
Oh, thanks, John. Sheffy's coming in to play quarterback, and I only have 2 seconds left on the clock, so I don't know. There can't be much time.
There can't be.
Usually I'm pretty close. Now, see what happens on this one.
Sheffy is indeed Anthony Sheffy, the 6'4 junior. And a shotgun look for the Red Raiders, and what we believe, nope, here's a whistle.
That's it. That's the quarter.
Okay, Bill, it turns out you were correct. That's going to do it for quarter number 3. We'll take a short break here on a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. Your score, Taylor Allderdice 34 and the Uniontown Red Raiders nothing.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium as we prepare to begin the final quarter of play. Taylor Allderdice leading 34-0. They scored twice in the third quarter of play, both times courtesy of Davion Lee, a 3-yard catch, and then later a 19-yard catch. Extra point no good after the second touchdown catch, and after the first there was a 2-point conversion run in by DJ Bradford. Right now Uniontown is facing a second down after a somewhat confusing end to the third quarter. Sheffy stays in as quarterback. Sheffy going to look left, throw left, Floating ball going to be caught out of bounds by Taylor Galloway. And so we will move to a third down situation. We're going to say 3rd and 10. Uniontown Red Raiders.
3rd and 20, Josh.
3rd and 20.
Double sticks.
Yes, I see that.
3rd and long.
Hopeful thinking.
We'll just say 3rd and long.
3rd and 20 for Uniontown. That pass would have generated a first down had Galloway come down with the ball inbounds.
Yeah, a little bit of a heave down the field.
The Red Raiders facing 3rd and long. They will go shotgun.
Looks like Allderdice is in a too high safety look.
3 broke out to our side. Here's Sheffy under pressure. Floats one up, has Galloway in his sights, and Galloway, I did believe, had caught that. And he gets waved off. Incomplete pass. Great effort there by Galloway. That one would have been good for at least 9 yards.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he is ruled out of bounds.
4th down. Smithburger had the last one blocked. He's had about 5 or 6 almost blocked. So we'll have to see what happens here. Maybe a fake. Let's run a fake, Josh. What do we have to lose?
Hunter Smithburger into punt. He has been good all season in this capacity for Uniontown. He was blocked last time out, but he had really been quite good prior to that. This snap is over his head, and Smithburger will just need to fall on it, and he does. No, he loses it at the last second. Not that it matters in this case. And the fumble is going to be recovered by the Dragons' number 10. That's John Andrew, the senior, who falls on a loose ball. And we had talked about the Dragons having the short field challenge. Now they really will from the Uniontown 7-yard line.
Yeah, the ball's going to be about, you were talking about the field markers earlier. They got the baseball field markings out there. That's pretty cool.
They do.
Just checking those out. They move the ball to the middle of the field, it will be on a pitcher's mound.
That's very true. They have multiple sports marked off on this field. Yes. Bill and I had checked that out pregame. They're ready for just about any athletic event to break out here at Couple Stadium. And it looks like we're going to see Ford and Scott and a whistle blown to cue everybody up.
Another score put into the mercy rule, Josh.
Shotgun look here for the Dragons. Scott, the lone back with Ford. Pass comes our way to Beecham, and Beecham is easily in, untouched. 7-yard completion here in the fourth quarter.
Makes it 40-0. And Josh, at this point, you just want to see both teams get out of here healthy.
Beecham finally with a chance to show off his speed. He caught that football with, we'll say, maybe 20 feet to go to the end zone, and he was there in no time. Beecham had 3 touchdowns last week in the win against Perry Traditional Academy. 2 as a receiver, 1 as a returner. And now number 32, Tegan Larson, will step on.
And Josh Beecham, he's listed at 5'6", 145. And that may be true, but he's fast as lightning.
He is.
You could see him playing maybe at the next level at a cornerback maybe.
Snap is bobbled and then recovered by the Dragons, and the Red Raiders will bring the play to a conclusion. Some frustration there maybe coming from Jackson and Heiss as they slam Lee to the turf. And we'll keep the score right where it is at an even 40-0 in favor of the Dragons. Uniontown prepares themselves to receive the kickoff. We'll take a short break here on WMBS and a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
Hello, this is Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We've been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm today for your free consultation. Remember, the insurance companies are not on your side. We will personally come out and meet with you. Call us at 724-437-2799. We have helped people like you recover millions of dollars. You will not pay anything until we win your case. We will fight for you.
The Uniontown Red Raiders set to receive the kickoff here in the final quarter of play from the Dragons. It's going to be Dugan and Galloway back deep to receive the kick. And Tegan Larson on for the kickoff. Larson will wait until his teammates are settled. Now he signals. And here's the approach. Kick is on the way. Going to be fielded at the 10 by Galloway. Galloway going to break to his left, now cut back middle, and he's swallowed up there by the Dragons. Number 25, Jamar Oden leading the charge. Galloway gets to the 21, a return of 11 yards for him. Now they'll bring the spot back to the 20 and make it an even 10-yard return for Taylor Galloway. Bill, I'll defer to you as to how much time we have left in the game.
I have 11:08 on a running clock. But if that's how accurate that is anyone's guess.
We'd like to thank Marcon Building Supplies, WVU Medicine, Uniontown Hospital, Mike Kelly Toyota of Uniontown, MikeKellyToyota.com, Clayton Holmes of Bell Vernon, All Around Fence Company, Fulham's Full Service, all helping make this broadcast possible. I might have to give Fulham's Full Service a call myself. I melted some siding with my grill. Ooh. My wife has not been too angry yet about it. Here's the handoff inside and a fumble by Jackson, recovered by Hinsey. Hinsey falls on a loose football at the 12-yard line, and Uniontown will move backward here for second down. Some long shadows across Couple Stadium now. Uniontown operating in the shadow of the U.S. Steel Tower. Well, not quite. Second down for the Red Raiders. I suppose we're closer to the shadow of the BNY Mellon building right now. As it stands, of course, the shadows coming from a sun that is dipping behind the point. Snap goes to Hinsey. Hinsey going to roll to his left, signals for a man, now keeps it, and runs out of bounds ahead of Erez Gill, who had closed on him very quickly, and that'll bring up third down. The Uniontown Red Raiders will take to the road yet again next week and go to York Run to take on the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Tim Bukowski, the head coach for Uniontown, bringing in a new staff. Roderick Hall, Joe Hazel, Jordan Polakowski, David Wojnowski, among those on this coaching staff. Uniontown came into this game 2-1. Great win last week. Exciting win for Uniontown against a Fayette County rival.
Yeah, very fun game last week, Josh. You know, we have a former Raider, Cody Castor, taking over the program at Brownsville. Did a fine job.
Yeah, he's doing a great job there. Quick out here for the Red Raiders to number 10, Marcus Evans, and Evans cannot get far before the Dragons close in and bring him down at the 11-yard line. The Uniontown Red Raiders again behind the sticks, fourth down. And punting will again be Hunter Smithberger. And he's going to be standing next to the BNY Mellon building to send this one away. In truth, he's standing at his own goal line. Last snap was over Hunter's head. This snap, a good one. And Smithberger able to get this one away. Going to be taken by Turner. Actually, it skips by him. And now he touches it and loses it, Bill, and it's recovered by the Red Raiders. Number 56, Connor Hebda, falls on a loose football. Now we've got a flag, and we've got some tempers flaring here between two teams that had some tempers flare last year. And Connor Hebda, the Uniontown senior, he's not done yet. There's plenty of fight in Connor Hebda. He saw a loose ball, did the 6'1 senior, and he fell upon it.
Yeah, good hustle down the field there by Hebda. That ball took a weird bounce on Turner. He tried to pick it up and couldn't quite pick it up. And
I thought, Bill,
Hebda got it.
Watching Turner move, and Turner is operating with the sun to his back, so this is not a sun in his eyes issue. I thought he was going to field it cleanly.
Yes.
Then he stepped back at the last second, let it bounce, and it strikes his body. So obviously he wasn't ready for that, and the ball bounced away from him. And Hebda.
And, Josh, that's one of those plays where the ball, takes a weird bounce and
unsportsmanlike conduct against Uniontown following the recovery. So after Hebda swooped in, they're going to move the football back. So Uniontown, who had reached the 11-yard line on the previous drive, will start this one 10 yards from that spot on the 21. We'd like to thank Jeff Dennis at RE/MAX Select Realty and his award-winning team. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, maybe consider giving Jeff Dennis at RE/MAX Select Realty a call.
Looks like we're missing a lineman.
And one more Red Raider comes charging in full speed ahead. This is going to be number 58, I believe. No, check that.
68.
68. Jake Marcinick, the 5'6" freshman. And now a whistle. And I believe
4
he
minutes?
is signaling that there's 4 minutes remaining in the game,
Okay.
Bill. Is that what you took from that?
Well, that's what I took, but I only had 6 something, so that's good.
Snap going to go to Hinsey. Hinsey, some time in a good pocket, throws downfield to Heiss just through his hands. Number 23 for the Dragons. That's Taylor Allderdice's Roman Caputo.
Josh, Uniontown's had... Oh, sorry. They've had a little bit of success down the seam there. They've had a couple balls dropped. Hinsey's put on the hands of the receivers. They got a big completion on the one to Heiss. So that's where we want to go. And there's a penalty on somebody here. Looks to be maybe on Allderdice, maybe.
Well, Uniontown seems satisfied with the result.
Allderdice doesn't seem too happy with it.
Coaches trying to keep everyone cool here, both figuratively and literally, in the waning moments of this game. Unsportsmanlike conduct this time against the Dragons. And we saw this at the conclusion of last year's matchup between these two teams. We're seeing it yet again here in the later stages of this game.
Well, here's the thing, too, Josh. They got to keep their heads because they don't want to get tossed in the last 2 minutes of this game.
Right.
It's a 40-point game, and then they can't play next week.
Especially ahead of this matchup with Albert Gallatin. Uniontown returns home September 26th to go to battle with Carrick, the Raiders coming from Pittsburgh. Uniontown has had some success against Carrick over the course of the last few seasons.
And Brashear will take on City League foe Brashear next week. Did I say Brashear will face Brashear? Allderdice will face Brashear next week.
Good rivalry there.
So they don't want to be minus any players.
Right.
Like I said, when it's a 40-point game here in the fourth.
1st and 10. Hinsey to his right, going to be tripped up and then brought down by number 61, Connor Dickey, the center for Taylor Allderdice, coming through and bringing down Hinsey. The Red Raiders not getting the result they wanted this afternoon, but my goodness, would it be sweet to go into York Run and bring home a win before coming home to face Carrick on the 26th, and then, of course, the big homecoming matchup against Ironton. The Fighting Tigers riding into town for a Saturday game, 3:30 p.m. at Bill Power Stadium. You'll hear that one on 590 AM WMBS. Here's the snap to Hinsey. Man in movement is Galloway. Handoff goes to him, and Taylor Galloway has a hole. Now a seam, and he's got nearly a first down before he is wrapped up and hauled to the turf by number 53, Brandon Littlejohn, the 5'11 senior. Again, plenty of seniors on this Dragons team. They're going to call Galloway just short. This is a 3rd and inches situation.
3rd and 11 there, Josh. We had double sticks again.
I'm doing it again.
We had the double sticks again. Oh, I got 1st and 11, so let me update mine too. Jeez Louise.
Just really want that first down, Bill. That's what's happening to me.
I got you. We got to earn it, though.
Snap high to Hinsey. He pulls it down, and now he's going to step up in the pocket and let go of one, and it's going to be off of hands and caught off a tip.
Tip drill. Heiss.
And that's Heiss catching it at midfield. Ball had been tipped off the fingers of Marcus Evans, who nearly pulled it out of the heavens. And that one is going to be caught by Nate Heiss, number 19, the 5'9 sophomore, doing a really nice job of staying with that one and catching it.
Heiss with his second catch of the day.
He was channeling his inner DK Metcalf on that one, Bill.
Yes.
Great catch. Kinsey in the shotgun. High snap. He's going to pull it down and go left. Little flip ahead to Jackson. Caught. Jackson cuts back. He gets 5, nearly 10, before he's pulled down by number 22, Jameer Smith.
And that might do it.
And indeed, Bill, that appears to be the conclusion of the game. And the teams are going to line up and shake hands here at Couples Stadium. Taylor Allderdice enjoying a 40-0 victory over the Uniontown Red Raiders. We're going to take a short break and be right back with the post-game show. Tonight, the post-game show is brought to you by First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. And we're going to have the super play of the game, too, when we come back on a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowls Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowlsinsurance.com.
Rate Lock does not guarantee continuity in all states.
The T-Berry Law Office and attorney Vincent M. T-Berry specialize in criminal defense, wills and estates, family law, and personal injury. The T-Berry Law Office is located at 84 East Main Street, across the street from the Fayette County Courthouse in Uniontown. When you need to consult an attorney, make your first call to attorney Vincent M. T-Berry and the T-Berry Law Office. It'll be the only call you need to make. Phone 724-430-0300 or visit their website at tberrylawoffice.com. The T-Berry Law Office. Small town, big results.
Hey everybody, Friday night under the lights are back. High school football is more than a game. It's about community, teamwork, and pride. Just like our local heroes who serve our nation. Fayette County Recorder of Deeds is proud to honor our veterans with the Veteran ID program. By recording your DD-214, veterans can receive a secure photo ID and access discounts at participating local businesses. Support our student athletes. Support our veterans. Together we build a stronger Fayette County.
Welcome back to Couples Stadium. Joshua Scully and Bill Dice here with you tonight. Taylor Allderdice enjoys a 40-0 victory over Uniontown. We'd like to thank our live video stream sponsors, Ford of Uniontown and Movement Physiotherapy. We'd also like to thank Mike Kelly Toyota of Uniontown, Marcon Building Supplies, WVU Medicine, Uniontown Hospital, Clayton Holmes of Bell Vernon, All Around Fence Company, Fulham's Full Service, Chips Residential Services, the Sprowls Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, and Jeff Dennis at Remax Select Realty. Our postgame show being brought to you by First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. And tonight, Uniontown able to battle early. Good first quarter. Game began to slip away in the second quarter. Nasir Scott, 2 rushing touchdowns in the second frame. A punt return for Tavon Turner made it 20-0 after a missed extra point in the third quarter. Davion Lee secured 2 touchdown grabs, one of 3 yards, another of 19. 2-point conversion after the first, a missed extra point after the second in the fourth quarter. A 7-yard pass to number 1, Brandon Beecham, was the only scoring. The attempt at an extra point was no good after a bad snap, and the Red Raiders were able to tackle the holder, who this evening had otherwise done really well. Davion Lee had done a really good job of managing some difficult snaps in these extra point situations. Not all of them were successful, but Lee certainly put them in a position to be so. That brought you to your final score of 40-0. Scott with over 100 rushing yards. Again, Lee with the 2 touchdown catches for Uniontown. One offensive bright spot was Nate Heiss, who made a beautiful catch late in the game. He had a couple of catches tonight. And also for Uniontown, Tayshawn Jackson did a very nice job offensively working as he could as the running back. We did not see much of Michael Thomas tonight, and we are hoping that Michael Thomas is okay. Now it's time for our super play of the game, brought to you by First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. And Bill, you and I agreed on what should be the super play of the game at a pivotal moment just before halftime with the score 14-0 in favor of the Dragons. It was the punt return for 71 yards by Turner. That was, of course, the very gifted junior, Tavon Turner, who had 2 interceptions last week for the Dragons, had the big return here. That made the game 20-0 going into halftime, and then the Dragons received the opening kickoff after halftime, which put Uniontown from a weak point to an even weaker point as the Dragons really started to take a hold of the game.
Yeah, Josh, that seemed to be the play that really busted the game open. You know, Turner had a nice return there, really kind of just broke the backs of the Red Raiders. And, you know, the Red Raiders, they have a lot of pauses out of that game. Defensively, I thought they played very well. You know, they were in a short field the whole game. You know, they made some plays. They were right there on a couple other plays. They just need to, you know, tighten up on a few things, go home, ice up, back up Route 51, and get ready for the Colonials next week.
I think defensively for Uniontown, you have to acknowledge the work of Taylor Galloway tonight, and certainly, too, I would say Gavin Radford played a very good game for Uniontown. Also, strong effort on the defensive line from several Red Raiders, including Connor Hebda and number 71, Tayshawn Lewis. Of course, Hebda had the fumble recovery for Uniontown late in the game. The Red Raiders just not quite able to get anything going after that. Don't forget tonight on WMBS, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs are in Indiana. Our WMBS crew is there now preparing for that contest. We are expecting a very exciting game. North Garrett at Albert Gallatin tonight, Connellsville at Spring Mills, Jeanette at Fraser. Brownsville off tonight. Next week, Uniontown will go to Albert Gallatin before they return home on September 26th to take on Carrick. Your postgame show tonight was brought to you by First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, as well was your super play, the punt return just at the end of the first half to put the Dragons ahead 20-0. The Dragons did a real balancing act tonight, 20 points in the first half, 20 points in the second. But, Bill, the Red Raiders are right back at it next week to take on the Albert Gallatin Colonials.
Yeah, like I said, they got to go home, ice up, get ready for that game. You know, it's a rivalry game, crosstown. You know, they've had a lot of success against the Colonials in the past, so hopefully they can get back on track with a win next week and, you know, just continue a longer season. You know, like we said, they're a very young team. So, you know, this is a lot of experience for these young guys, you know, and they'll, you know, can only build on it upon this and get better as the season goes along.
We also want to thank Jonathan Guth of the Uniontown Herald-Standard for compiling some statistics for us tonight. He points out one highlight for Uniontown that I did not mention. Taylor Galloway did have a significant punt return for Uniontown. Of course, Galloway had been very busy tonight. Officially, Braden Hinsey, the starting quarterback for Uniontown, 7 of 15 for 46 yards. Dugan and Sheffy both attempted passes, but neither were able to complete one. Officially, Tayshawn Jackson, 7 of 16 for the Uniontown Red Raiders. On the Taylor Allderdice side of the score sheet, obviously strong play from Ford and Scott. Ford, 7 of 16, 99 yards, 3 touchdowns. Scott, 15 carries, 109 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I do want to thank Jonathan Guth again for providing us with those statistics. Bill, we had a lot of fun tonight, and we finished before our parking meter expired, so we have that working for us too.
Just barely. You know, we'll be able to get a little bit of the Laurel Highlands Indiana game on the way home, I think.
I think so too. This was a C. Harper Lotto Group High School Sports Night. Thank you for checking us out on the WMBS Facebook and YouTube page. You will hear us again next week as the Uniontown Red Raiders travel to York Run to take on the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Have a great night.